Okay, yeah, mic 1. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. What you say?
He does it.
Portion of their 2023 season against the Pride of Greensboro. Good evening, slightly belated good evening from North Danville, Virginia. I'm Chuck Vitterman. I'll be anchoring the broadcast today on the Averett University Sports Network as we have a solid matchup this evening. Greensboro comes into town having lost their first game of the year. Averett, of course, last week, a spirited come-from-behind victory. They had a 14-10 deficit to Apprentice on the road. Stormed back with 24 unanswered second-half points to pull out of Newport News with a 34-14 win, trying to go 2-0 this afternoon against one of their big geographic rivals in Greensboro. Averett 13-7 all-time in this series, including a 6-3 mark here in Danville. Cougars and Pride have met in all but 3 of the seasons of Averett University football history, and one of those was the pandemic season, so really only 2 years that these teams did not meet. Good crowd on hand after some showers earlier this afternoon in Danville. Again, we were originally slated for a 6 o'clock kickoff, pushed back to 7 after we kind of took a look at the long-term forecast and said, yeah, we might have a few more showers here late afternoon, early evening. But right now, just overcast skies and mercifully cooler weather here in Danville, Virginia. And, of course, the turf here at Frank R. Campbell Jr. Stadium is, as usual, immaculate. Should be a good matchup. Averett, of course, found their bearings in the second half last week against Apprentice, and their fifth-year quarterback, Bryce Jackson, became Averett's all-time leading passer last week, passing Hall of Famer Scott Swan. He threw for only 108 yards last week as the running game was dominant against Newport News Apprentice. He now has 4,788 career passing yards. His 399 completions rank second behind Swan, who has 424. So a busy night tonight would put Jackson number 1 in another statistical category. Averett, of course, coached by Patrick Henry in his 4th season here at the helm in Danville. Our Drew Wilson had a chance to catch up with Coach Henry for a 100-yard walk this week.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another 100 Yards with Averett head coach Patrick Henry. And we'll talk a little about last week's game and this week's game. So coach, let's start walking and talking. Obviously a big win to open the season last week at Apprentice. Just talk a little bit about that victory and all the things you saw from your team.
Absolutely. You know, we didn't talk going into it, but that's a football team we've never beat. And it was nice to travel there and get a win on the road. You know, that's a team that you know, last year played us really, really tough, and they came out the gate the same way. And, you know, our kids had to fight through some adversity. And you know, there were times in that game where momentum could have shifted, and we were able to settle down and take care of what we needed to take care of to keep the momentum in our favor. And so I was really proud of our kids in those moments to not blink.
Obviously, offensively, Bryce Jackson threw for 108 yards, which put him over gave him the record for most passing yards in a career at Averett. Just talk about that milestone.
Absolutely. Me and Bryce have been together for a long time, and just super excited for him and proud of him of what he's been able to accomplish. And, you know, it was nice to be able to take, you know, some stuff off of his shoulders and let him settle down early. And the stat line that's the funniest to me is he had 3 rushes for 0 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, speaking about rushing, obviously I know that's one of the areas you talked about in the preseason, you know, hoping to get back to the run game a little bit. Obviously, had some success there. Draylen Martin, 162 net yards, a couple long runs there to help seal the game in the second half. Just talk about what you saw with the running game.
Yeah, I was super proud of all the backs that played and our offensive line. You know, they made this statement in the preseason that that's what they wanted to be. And, you know, they went out and in the first week they showed that they are capable of doing it.
Defensively, obviously, good effort. The only points you gave up were on short fields after turnovers. Just talk about how the defense has been playing so far.
Absolutely. You know they were bending and not breaking, and they made some great halftime adjustments. I was super proud of our kids and our staff for some of the adjustments that they were able to accomplish after halftime. And, you know, in the first half, we talked, you know, like I told the defense at halftime, if we don't turn the ball over and put them in a situation, I feel like you just said that we, you know, maybe can pitch a shutout. Yeah. And so our defense played extremely hard, starting getting back to the old days of Averett defense. I was super proud of them.
Obviously, we got Greensboro this week coming to Frank R. Campbell Stadium. Old USA South foe. Just talk about you know, what you need to do to be successful against Greensboro.
Absolutely. In the limited film that we have, you know, they are a solid football team. They're so much better, and they play really hard, and they schematically put you in situations, out formation you on offense, and then defensively they, you know, play multiple fronts. You know, so this week really comes down to focusing on the Averett Cougars. You know, offense, defense, and special teams. Do your job, do your 1/11th, and you know, that's what the focus is this week, is about us, Averett University.
All right, well, Cougars versus Greensboro College today. Thanks for walking 100 yards with Coach Patrick Henry.
Thanks a lot, Drew. Thanks a lot, Coach Henry. And we were mentioning, as we get ready to look at some of the starting lineups for this evening's football game, Bryce Jackson and how he's climbing up the career leader charts here for the Averett Cougars. Also, 36 career touchdown passes for Bryce Jackson. That puts him only 6 off of the all-time record. Again, that's another Averett Hall of Famer, Todd Parsons, who was a member of the Cougars, the conference championship team in 2006. Coach Henry welcomed some new coaches in the offseason. Braden Tovey was hired and named offensive coordinator to head up the play calling responsibilities this year for the Cougars. Also, Terry Lance joined the program as the new defensive coordinator. So we got coordinators, new coordinators on both sides of the football. Dave Calcutta is now a new defensive line coach. Longtime assistant Patrick Bolin is now a full-time offensive line coach. And Henry also added a couple of names you might recognize, some former players, Ryan Curl and Lake Honaki as grad assistants, along with Tyler Easley. Of course, Ryan Curl has been the chief backup, to Bryce Jackson over the past 2 seasons. Also, a little bit of legacy here. I remember, 23 or so years ago, interviewing a young man named Troy Testerman after scoring the first touchdown in Averett University history against Gallaudet, and Averett's second only game. Well, his son, redshirt freshman Trevor Testerman, is now transferred to Averett. He came from Division II Newberry. He made his debut last Saturday against Apprentice, had one catch for 9 yards. And boy, you know you're getting old when, in terms of Trevor Testerman, I used to buy fishing supplies from not his father, his great-grandfather. Used to run a DNC tackle shop out at the Milton Caution Lights. They're not caution lights anymore. It's a regular light there, but everybody used to call it the caution lights. But yeah, so the Testerman family with deep roots here in the Danville area, and welcome to the Averett University football team. Trevor Testerman, again, a football legacy as we're starting to build here at Averett now that we've had 24 seasons under our belts. When you do it long enough, yeah, you start to get some sons of former stars. Also, keep an eye out for some homegrown talent this year. The Cougars feature lots of local guys, including 3 GW High School alumni, 2 from Tunstall High School, 2 from Bartlett Yancey, 1 that played at nearby Reedsville High School, and 1 played just down the road at Westover Christian Academy. A little hometown touch for the Averett Cougars this year. The Averett Cougars, of course, coming off a very impressive victory last week. They were down 14-10 in the first half, couldn't get the offense going. Everything was just kind of sputtering, and then the next thing you know, Bryce Jackson found his mark, and he also found the rushing services of Draylon Martin. He ended up with a career-high 162 yards last week and 1 touchdown. He also had 2 runs of 50 yards or more, and it was the highest single-game rushing total by a Cougar since the year 2018. Another guy to watch out for this evening on the other side of the football is another fifth-year guy for the Cougars, Kumar Price, a fifth-year senior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He led the Cougars' defense last week with 8 total tackles. He and the rest of the defense shut down the Builders' offense in the second half, pitching a shutout there. And for last week, Averett was really, really stingy against the pass, allowing only 21 passing yards to the Builders. We're going to take a brief break, come back, and look at some more numbers and get you ready for a night of football. We are starting the home portion of the 2023 football season here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium. We'll bring you back for more in a moment. Welcome back live as we get closer to the kickoff. Coin toss has just been made at midfield. The Pride has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. So the Averett home portion of their football schedule will feature the Cougars defense coming out first. The Cougar captainry includes number 74, Vincent Wynn, along with number 70, Matthew Isom, number 0, Lamar Horner, a redshirt junior linebacker out of Centerville, Virginia, also one of the captains for the Cougars in the 2023 football season. And number 4, of course, Bryce Jackson, the fifth-year starter at quarterback. You'll be hearing a lot of familiar names here in terms of returnees for the Cougars. A whole lot of fifth-year seniors, a couple of guys had an extra COVID year they could have used, but the Cougars are as experienced as they've been in some time. This is a very veteran unit, really on both sides of the ball. Lots of seniors and fifth-year senior starters for the Cougars, so hopefully that experience will parlay into some wins. The entire offensive line is all seniors or fifth-year guys. The Cougars have an embarrassment of riches up front in terms of the experience that they bring to the table. That experience also extends into special teams. Will Cavitas, number 27, is the place-kicking specialist for the Cougars, and he's been around for a while. The featured punter, number 26, Mason Smith, also a 3-year starter for the Cougars. So Coach Henry has lots of experience on both sides of the ball and its special teams. Greensboro with 2 receivers lined up at about their 4-yard line as we get ready to jump around here at Daly Field. Cougar football, the home portion of the 2023 schedule, ready to kick off. Again, Cavitas, the place kicker, a senior out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He played high school ball at Grimsley High School. Ball teed up on his own 35-yard line. Waiting for the officials to say the ball's ready for play, and we get that signal, and here we go. 2 deep receiver set for the Pride as Cavitas will swing the right foot through, and we are underway. Middle kick going to be picked up at about the 9-yard line. Middle return between the hash mark. The Cougars almost made a tackle behind the 20. Returner breaks a tackle there, gets out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Pride will begin. 1st and 10. Their quarterback, number 4, Alec Williams-Carr. He's a junior, a big guy, 6 foot, 230-pound quarterback. This is one quarterback, if you're going to sack, you're going to earn that sack, buddy. They'll open up with number 7, Rodney Scott Jr. at tailback. They will shuttle in several different backs out of this formation. It's a trips right formation for Greensboro to start the afternoon. 1 wide receiver split out wide to the left, and evidently we've got an issue with something. The officials are talking to themselves right at the line of scrimmage, and now they're looking at the back judge. Don't know if we have an issue with the play clock or what. Just underway here. The original 6 o'clock kickoff was pushed back to 7 o'clock so we could try to avoid a series of storms that was moving through the Southside Virginia area. We're getting extra balls in play. There you go. You can't play without enough footballs. They swap out the football, and now, presumably, we are ready for play. Cougars show a 4-man front as we start the evening's festivities. Ball ready for play, single back set. Now Jones will go to the quarterback's right. Carr back to pass, looking left-hand side. Got a receiver to ahead to about the 30-yard line. Not an awful lot, though. Number 3, Coy Davis on the catch, but about 3 Cougars are there to bring him down. After a minimal pickup, out to about the 30-yard line or so. About 3 yards or maybe even 4 on first down. The 2nd down and 6 coming up here. Pride put the ball in did not put the ball in the air much last week. Again, 21 yards passing total. Quick set and a pass to the outside. A swing pass is complete, and it is busted up immediately. Number 8, Seth Harden, I believe, coming up on the stop that time. He read that play quickly, sniffed it out, and snuffed it out. Loss of about 3 yards on the swing pass. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Pride. Cougars will shift a couple of newcomers in on defense. we're set for a big third down. A flag on the play. Looks like we're going to have a substitution penalty against the Pride. That's usually what happens when somebody's coming off the field all of a sudden, and there's still plenty of time left on the play clock. So they're now officially behind the chains on their first series of downs. They're bringing the whole offense to the sidelines. Maybe we got a timeout, or did they call a timeout before then? They're going to give them the credit with a timeout, so I'm assuming that means there will be no penalty on the play. And it'll still be third down and 9. Again, the Pride coming in with an 0-1 record. Cougars have had their way with Greensboro in their past several meetings. Last year, the defense pitched a shutout against the Pride. It was a very odd 48-2 score that the Averett Cougars won by in Greensboro. And that will indeed be the case. No penalty assessed. So it'll be third down and 9. 2-back set this time. 2 wides to the left and 1 to the right. Cougars corners back off just a bit. Here's the snap. Carr back to pass. Middle rush. Throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught. First down. Good looking pitch and catch that time. As I believe that's number 6, Deshaun Hawkins on the catch. He just ran a dig pattern, a deep dig. No pressure on the quarterback, and Williams Carr threw a dart out there. Number 0, Anthony Rise, is in the backfield now. The 2-back set for the Pride. Handoff to Jones. Not a lot of running room there, as about 1, 2, 3, 4 Cougars going to bring him down. There's a flag on the play, so I don't know if we got his face mask in the process of making the tackle, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the official there. It'd be a shame. Yeah, that's going to be the case. Face mask against the Cougars. Is the personal foul variety. So instead of a 4-yard loss, it'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Pride. That is a big turn of events right there. That is humongous. Get them behind the chains and everything's looking good for your defense. Now they have it first and 10 at your 39-yard line. Trips left this time for the Pride. Single back set. Put a man in motion. He turned upfield before the snap was made. Quarterback's in trouble. He's going to get brought down after about a 1-yard pickup. Should have been a procedure penalty that time against the Pride. The officials let him go there. Quarterback Carr keeps it himself. Gets only about a yard or so. Even if that, I don't think he got right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And it'll be second down and 10 to go for the Pride. So I'll go back to the 2-back set. Carr gets the snap. He'll put it in Scott's hands, trying on the right side. Gets a couple of blocks out ahead past the 35, back the 34-yard line. He'll get 5 yards, set up a third down and 5 for the Pride. Just some basic bread and butter football so far for the Pride. They've attempted a couple of passes, had a very good third down completion to keep this drive alive. And, of course, a big 15-yard penalty against the Cougars really helped a bit. A little personnel confusion now as the Pride will set up a trips left. 84, Dwayne Smith Jr. is their wide out to the left. Trips left, 1 to the right. Scott in the backfield behind Williams Carr. He'll put Scott in motion. Carr back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Great athleticism by Dondra Burris, a fifth-year senior defensive end out of Gastonia, North Carolina. He'll tackle him for a major loss of about 7-8 yards, and it'll be fourth down for the Pride. Pride kind of in no man's land in terms of field position, and they are giving every indication that they're going to go for it. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Run a doubles formation here with 2 wideouts to either side. Scott still behind Williams Carr in the backfield. Fourth down, about 12. Williams Carr with a straight drop back. He's got time, still got time, and he's got a lot of room to the outside. He'll throw it short. It's going to be short of a first down. Good job by the Cougars to recover on defense. Tackle him at about the 30-yard line. He needed to get to the 29, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Good job by the Cougars defense. So we'll see our first glimpse at the Cougar offense, and a flag comes in immediately before they can even get on the field. What the heck was that all about? And he's going to come over to explain it to Coach Henry. We never even got on the field and you threw a flag. What did we do wrong? Some type of substitution infraction. Unsportsmanlike conduct, okay. Somebody must have said the magic word or words. And so they will tack on 15 yards, and so instead of the 30, it'll be the 15 where Averett starts their 2023 home offensive possessions. Some familiar names returning in the receiving corps, like number 17, Nick Andrews. Also keep an eye out for Sean Watlington, number 1, a junior out of Danville, Virginia. Played right here across the river at George Washington High School. He's been a featured running back for the Cougars at times. He's now split out wide to the right this time. Draylon Martin behind Bryce Jackson in the backfield. Fake it to Martin. Bryce is looking deep over the middle. It's going to be thrown and incomplete. He had it right in the breadbasket of number 18, Tavian Goffigan. Goffigan could not bring it in. Had him open. Looked like the pass was there, but the defender might have gotten his hand in there and scraped it away. Incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 for the Cougars. That was a good-looking ball he threw there. Got a lot of eyes on number 22, sophomore running back Draylon Martin out of Commerce, Georgia. 162 yards last week in the comeback win over Newport News Apprentice. Martin will get the carry, looking for room, cuts back against the grain, out past the 15-yard line, about the 17 or so. He'll get a couple of yards, but it's going to give a tough third down opportunity for the Cougars. Third down, about 7 or 8 to go. Cougars will split Watson and Andrews out wide to the right. I think it's Watlington, it is, out wide to the left. We'll put a tight end in motion. Third down, about 8. Straight drop back from Bryce. He's got time, slings it over the middle. It looks like it was intercepted, and I think they're going to say it was. No, yeah, they're going to say fourth down. Yeah, I didn't think he picked that off cleanly. So they will say the official ruling is an incomplete pass, and that's a big break. That receiver was covered. Bryce takes chances. There's no doubt about that. He's a fifth-year senior. He feels confident in his receivers, and he took a chance that time, almost bit him, but it fortunately fell incomplete, and it'll be punting time. Mason Smith, again, another fifth-year senior for the Cougars, will punt this one away. Pride kick returner standing on about his own 39-yard line. I believe that's Tyler Clyburn. Little rush as Mason gets off a high, kind of short punt. We'll see what kind of bounce we get. It kind of curled out of bounds, and it will be Greensboro ball in Averett territory. So both teams have had the ball, and there is no score from Danville. 9:48 left in the first quarter. As we open 2023 home football here in North Danville. Cougars coming in with a 1-0 record. Pride, though, have had a good opening drive that fell short on downs. They'll try to capitalize on the good field position this time. Again, the junior, Alec Williams-Carr, 6 foot, 230-pound quarterback. Set him now with a single back set. Fake the handoff to Scott. Short pass complete. Number 11 is going to get pumped a couple of yards into the play. Whole lot of good hitting going on out there. Number 5, Kendall Spriggans, or actually Kendall Spriggans on the stop. Number 8, Seth Harden, also in on the tackle. About a 3-yard pickup or so. It'll be 2nd and 7. From the Cougar 37-yard line, 2 wides left, 1 right, 2 back set this time. Straight drop back by Williams-Carr. He's got time. It begins to run out. Cougars will grab him from behind. Not officially a sack, but he will get back to the line of scrimmage. And it will be another third down situation for the Greensboro Pride. Cougars defense doing a good job on pass coverage there. He had time to find a receiver on that, but there was no receiver to be found. So the no yards on the gain to the Cougar 37. It'll be third down and about 8 to go for the Pride. 2 wide right, 1 left this time as they flip the formation. Third down snap, Williams Carr straight drop back. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's got room to run. He gets the first down and a little more. They found just a little bit of a seam out there. Gets about 11 or 12 yards, and it will be a first down. Big third down conversion. That's the second third and long conversion that the Pride have had this evening. Still don't have any points to show for it, but they are at the Cougar 25-yard line. Cougars shuttling in some changes on defense. Number 40, Tony Totten out of Tunstall High School, now into the game. First down snap from the Cougars' 25-yard line. Tailback is going to be enveloped just as soon as he got the football. The aforementioned Tony Totten from the metropolis of Cascade, Virginia, will bring him down for a 5-yard loss. That was nice. This will change the calculus just a bit. Second down and 15 now for the Pride as they'll go back to a trips right formation. Scott, the lone setback, they'll put him in motion. It's going to be a straight quarterback draw. Up ahead, 25-yard line. Solid pickup there, taking advantage of what the Cougars are giving them. About an 8-yard pickup, so you give yourself a reasonable chance here on third down. A third down and 7 coming up for the Pride. Again, they're either in 4-down territory or in field goal territory, depending upon how much confidence they have in their place kicker. They'll bring a couple of fresh faces in. Rise out of the backfield. Number 2, Christian Burgess, also joins the quarterback. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Burgess gets the handoff. He ain't going to get much at all. Cougars defensive tackles will bring him down after a short pickup, about a yard or so. And it'll be fourth down, about 5 or 6 to go for the Pride. We got an injured Cougar on the field that we'll be attending to here. Cougars training staff will be ministered to the injured player, and right now, fourth down and 5, kind of, again, no man's land. This would be a 38-yard field goal, but again, field goals, this is not the NFL. The 38-yarder is not an automatic for most colleges. Some colleges, 38's a chip shot, but, 38, not quite middle of the field. We'll see what the Pride decides to do here. Their offense really, really struggled in their opener last week. Again, particularly their passing offense. They only put up 21 net passing yards a week ago in their week 1 loss. They did rush for 205 yards last week, so running the ball not an issue. But it'll be fourth down and 6, and it looks like they're going to be going for it here, according to their personnel. Fourth down, about 5+ to go. Doubles formation, 2 wideouts to either side. Burgess in the backfield. Williams Carr, the quarterback. Straight drop back. End rush from the Cougars will flush him out of the pocket. He'll chuck it downfield. It's going to be incomplete, and the Cougars defense for the second consecutive drive has held on downs. Fantastic job by the Cougars defense. Again, got pushed around, gave up a first down or 2, but in the end, they held them. And the Cougars offense, after going 3 and out on their first set of downs, will have a chance for a bit of redemption here. And again, Bryce Jackson, the all-time passing leader. And we got another unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars. The second consecutive time we've had a 15-yard penalty called against us, and penalties, 2 unsportsmanlikes and a personal foul face mask. We've already amassed 45 yards of penalties against the Cougars. And so once again, thanks to an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Cougars are going to be starting deep in their own territory. Last time it was the 15. This time it is the 11. 25, Isaiah Litton is in the backfield now. He's number 25 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 2 eyes to the left, 1 to the right. Litton will get the carry, stop and go move into the linebacking course. Solid pickup on first down as Litton will get about 9 yards or so. And give the Cougars a very thick playbook here for second down. Line of scrimmage will be the 21-yard line. Litton had a solid outing last week, scoring a touchdown, picking up 71 yards on 13 carries. Handed off to Litton again, another stop-and-go move. Shoestring tackle, but not before he gets ahead to the 25-yard line, and a first down. The initial first down of the afternoon for the Cougars. We'll call it evening now. Looks like the lights are taking full effect here. It's officially a night game now, folks. 2 eyes to either side. Litton still in the backfield. Another handoff to Litton. Another stop-and-go move, and he rolls through a free safety tackler to get ahead past the 30-yard line, 31-yard line, to give him about 6 yards on first down. That was a very solid effort by Isaiah Litton. Not a big guy, 5'6", 155 pounds, but he ran with some authority that time. Second down and 4. Outside blitz coming. Throw it. Caught. Good read by a hot read by Bryce Jackson, and he finds receiver for a first down. That was a hot read to number 10, Drew Raybon out of High Point, North Carolina. Knew somebody on that side was going to be open because that's where the pressure was coming from, and he takes advantage and gets to the head for a first down. Second one of the drive. Cougars still in their territory. No score here in Danville, Virginia. Litton is still in the backfield. He's going to get another carry. Looking for room. Boy, the Cougars force him back. Pride force him back to the inside, and he will be very, very fortunate to get to the line of scrimmage. Wow. Good job. Textbook you're closing off the quarter there, forcing him back to the inside where all your buddies are to tackle him. So it'll be second down and 10. Cougars will split 2 to the left. Sean Watlington is all by himself to the right. Tight end also to the right. That's number 81, Faulkner, into the game. Straight drop back from Bryce. He'll throw it. It's going to be caught. That's a first down to the Pride side of the field. First catch of the night for Tavian Goffigan, returning starter for the Cougars, and the Averett offense starting to feel their oats. They have gained 3 first downs on this, their second drive of the night. Still no score, but they will run their first play from Pride territory. This one at the Greensboro 45-yard line. Litton gets the carry again, gets into the secondary core, a solid pickup, almost 10 yards. I think he might, they're going to actually spot him at the 36-yard line, so maybe a little bit shy of the first down, but I'll take 9 yards on first down every time. I will say, indeed, it was a 9-yard pickup. Litton's a little bitty fella back there, 5'6", 155 pounds, but he is running with authority this evening. 2 eyes to the right, tight end to the right. We'll put a man in motion. Tight end moves to the left. Litton gets the carry again. A good block up front from his right guard, and he's going to get a first down and more. Good read by Jackson that time, and a darn good block by the right side of that Averett offensive line. And the Cougars have moved a chains for the 4th time in this second drive of the ball game. Split number 18, Goffigan, and Nick Andrews to the right, Watlington to the left. Litton still in the ball game. Handoff to Litton, looking for room. Good cutback against the grain that time. Where did he find that hole from? He's going to get inside the 30, near the 25-yard line. Solid pickup on first down. Isaiah Litton is the hot hand at tailback right now. And it'll be second down, about 6 for the Cougars. Boy, he has been carrying them on his very slight frame so far. He's going to get a well-deserved break. Number 24, Gabby Soto, is coming in, sophomore. out of Juneau, Alaska. Bryce back to pass. Pumps. Throws it short. It's going to be caught. Moderate gain out to the 20-yard line. Stumbling and bumbling. That's going to be enough for a first down. The 5th first down of the afternoon. Calvin Speed the 3rd with the catch there. Newcomer for the Cougars. And it'll be first down and 10 from the Pride 20-yard line. Same formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Again, Soto is the tailback this time. Bryce gets the snap. Soto gets the handoff inside the 15. Bumbling and stumbling to the 10. The Alaska boys going to give us a first and goal from about the 7-yard line. Good read on Jackson's part. They were sending blitzing linebackers on both ends that time. And he read that and put it right in the tailback's belly. Soto comes off and Litton comes back in for the Cougars. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Now, short yardage offense was an issue last year for the Cougars. A whole lot of points they left on the board by not being able to take first and goals and score with them. Pride's going to call a timeout. We'll take a brief one as well as we get ready for first and goal. We'll bring you back for more in a moment.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
It'll be first down and goal for Averett from the Pride 7-yard line. Isaiah Litton will come back into the game. Still the same formation, but a much tighter formation as we'll move the receivers in to just about 10 yards or so off the end. We'll put a tight end in motion on first and goal. Litton gets the handoff, looking on the left-hand side. There is no room there. He is going to get slaughtered at about the 10-yard line. Good job by the Pride defense, sniffing that one out, and there was nowhere to go. And he'll lose 3 yards. Like we said last year, first and goal was like no man's land for the Cougars last year. We left a lot of points on the board last year, not being able to convert first and goal. I mean, that's the red-hot zone, not just the red zone. You get it inside the 10-yard line, you got to be thinking 6 and not 3. Still, though, second down and goal from the 10. They'll flip the formation this time. Bryce back to pass. Looking to the left-hand side. Wide open receiver. Touchdown. Litton. A little wheel route out of the backfield. Nobody caught him. Wide open, and the Cougars are on the board, up 6-0. Good read by Jackson that time as Litton just slipped unabated out of the backfield. A little wheel route, a very small wheel because we were at the 10-yard line, but he found the end zone. There was nobody home, and the Cougars take a 6-0 lead pending the conversion. Bit of a high snap. Get it down. The kick is up, and it's going to land somewhere on the other side of the Dan River. It's good. Cougars draw first blood this evening from Frank Campbell Stadium. They lead 7-0 over the Pride. We'll bring you back for more in a moment. Cougars with the first score of the evening, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Jackson to number 25, Isaiah Litton, who lit him up in that that second drive of that was mostly him, about 40 yards rushing for Litton there, and he gets the final 10 yards receiving on a little wheel route, and that is career touchdown number 37 for Bryce Jackson, putting him 5 off the school record, and the Cougars lead early 7-0. Cavadas with the subsequent kickoff. This one's going to be a little deeper. It'll be picked up at about the 4-yard line between the hash marks. Middle return. Good solid return now past the 25 to the 30-yard line. Good-looking speed on the Pride returner there, but the Cougars will bring him down at about the 30. And the bend but don't break Cougar defense will take the field again. Both Pride possessions have been ended on downs after promise, both of them. Both of them got fairly deep into Cougar territory, but the Cougars defense stiffened and got the ball back on both fourth down attempts so far for the Pride. They'll start at their own 30-yard line. 2 wides to the left, but a 2 tight end offense otherwise. Single back set as they'll shift the tight ends to make the left side the strong side. That's where the handoff's going to go to Scott, and he is going to get racked, stacked, and packed immediately. Number 3, Kerry Dickinson, played his zone out there and said, you're going to have to run the other way, not this way. A major, major loss on the play. Dickinson with a great job, another fifth-year senior. He's out of Centerville, Virginia, loss of about 5 yards. Cougar defense has had a whole lot of TFLs this evening. It's been pretty stout. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and the Cougars defense ends it with an exclamation mark. A 5-yard loss will begin the second quarter with a second and long for the Greensboro Pride. We'll bring you back for quarter number 2 in a moment. Hokies have come back to tie Purdue. They were down 7. Solid first quarter of action for the Cougars, particularly on the defensive end. Again, they had 2 drives for the Pride go deep into Cougar territory and held on fourth down both times. On this one, the Pride opened up with a 5-yard loss, and so we'll begin the second quarter. Second and 15 for Greensboro from their own 25-yard line. They'll put 2 to the left, 1 to the right this time, still staying faithful to the single back set. Man in motion. Carr back to pass, a little screen incomplete. Boy, the Cougars gave him a whole lot of hurry that time. Yes, it was a design screen, and they'll let you just check you at the line, but there was no check against Roland Norfleet, the third, coming in like the first. Wow, that was some speed. Forced a bad pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 15. Williams Carr, the quarterback, will set him down. They'll put their 2 wideouts to the right of the offensive set this time. Cougars only rush 4. They still get pressure. They'll flush Williams Carr out of the box. He's caught, and he's hit hard and shy of the first down. Boys and girls, there's a whole lot of hitting going on out there today. Kendall Spriggins with the pop. Pass is complete for about 12 yards, but they needed 15. It'll be 4th and 3, and this time, presumably, we will see the Pride punt unit for the first time this afternoon. I said a whole lot of hitting going on out there. David Guadara, the freshman punter from East Bend, North Carolina, has his toes on his own 21-yard line. It'll be the first punt of the evening for Greensboro. Again, their first 2 drives ended on downs. They'll get a good snap. Cougars get good pressure. This is a high and short punt. Angling out of bounds. It's not going to be a great punt at all. It will be in Averett Cougar territory, but not very deep, about the 44-yard line or so. So the Cougars will have very good field position to start drive number 3. Already up 7-0 here early in the second quarter of action from Daly Field on the campus of Averett University, the North Campus here in Danville, Virginia. Shaheem Watlington is coming into the game back. Now the 4th different running back the Cougars have used already in just a quarter plus of play here. We got a whole lot of horses in the stable that we feel very comfortable with next to Bryce Jackson. Watlington gets the carry, looks for room. He gets ahead near midfield, about a 4-yard pickup. Solid power football there for the Cougars as they'll move it ahead for about 4 yards on first down. Shy Watlington played his first 3 years of high school ball, freshman, sophomore, and junior year here at GW Danville. Transferred to Reedsville his senior year and broke all kinds of school records there under Coach Jimmy Teague. Second down and 6. Straight drop back from Bryce. He's got time. He's looking deep to the right-hand side, trying to find Shane Watlington. He's out of bounds, incomplete. Sean Watlington, had about a step on his receiver, but the pass was out of bounds, and that was going to be a tough pitch and catch anyway. And the Cougars now have a 3rd down and 6 to try to convert here. Another Danville guy, number 14, Jacoby Dixon, coming into the game. He was a star running back and defensive back at George Washington High School. He's lined up next to his old teammate Sean Watlington on the right offensive side. Doubles formation for the Cougars. Jackson looking left. Long pass, incomplete. Oh, he had it in and out of the hands of the receiver, Nick Andrews, on a deep dig pattern, deep out pattern. That was a well-thrown ball. That's one you got to have, and Jackson's frustrated, and no one's more frustrated than the guy who missed it. He put it right, like he put it right in the breadbasket for Andrews, and he just couldn't haul it in. And that was a long pass. He threw from 1 hash mark to the opposite side of the field. But it goes for naught, and for the second time tonight, Mason Smith will be in to punt for the Cougars. 10 men at the line for the Pride. We'll see if they're coming after the Mason Smith punt. Low snap, and Smith does a good job to get it away and get a good kick away. Fair catch called for at about the 3-yard line. Oh, that was a bad move on the receiver's part. You're inside the 5. You don't touch the football. As you let it go and see if it goes back into the end zone. He picked it up, though, but at the 3-yard line. So Mason Smith does a great job on the punt, and the Cougars have the Pride pinned back on their own 3-yard line. 7-0 Averett leads, just underway here in the second quarter of this evening's game. Game that start was pushed back by about an hour, trying to work our way around some thunderstorms that were menacing the Mid-Atlantic states today. Quarterback will go under center. Yep, that's exactly the case. Williams Carr with a single back set. He's going to hand it off to the tailback. Oh, big room for Scott on the outside as the Cougars missed a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to get ahead about 9 yards, maybe 10, close to a first down. That was a counter play, and that was a very curious call, sort of a delayed handoff deep in your own end zone. That could have gone very badly for the Pride, but they made it work. He'll get exactly 10 on the first down. Thought we might have had him there for a two-pointer. Scott does manage to get 10 yards. Now Williams Carr will go back to his more familiar shotgun. Scott gets another carry, right tackle. Decent yards to the outside as he'll pop off a tackler and get ahead about 4+ yards or so on first down. Greensboro tried to rely on the running game, which was fairly solid last week, try to get out from the shadow of their own end zone, and they'll get about 4 yards or so on first down. Back under center again is Williams Carr. Counter handoff to Scott on the outside, and he gets a little head of steam up, a few yards out past the 20-yard line or so. About 3 yards, a little power football look from the Greensboro Pride as they will set themselves up. A third down, about 3 to go. Big opportunity here for the Cougars to get the football back in decent field position. The Pride have found their rushing legs this drive. Rush for 17 yards on 3 carries. Williams Carr fakes the handoff over the middle. Caught, first down yardage. Tight end picks it up at about the 28-yard line. That's a good third down conversion. Ryan Buchanan, senior out of Havelock, North Carolina, makes that catch, takes a big pop, but he gets the first down, and it's the second first down of this drive for the Greensboro Pride. They got a 2 tight end set as they'll move Scott around in the backfield again. Williams Carr back to pass. He's got time. Looking right-hand side. Got a receiver. Incomplete. Oh, my gosh. Had about a half step on the defender there. That had to be an absolutely perfect pass, and it was just merely a good pass, not perfect. That had to be perfect. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. More substitutions. Again, Tony Totten from Tunstall High School will come in. He's been shuttling in some time on that defensive line for the Cougars. Lined up next to number 7, Dondra Burris, who has a sack this evening. They'll put 2 wides to the left this time, a tight end to the right. Handoff this time to Scott. Not going to get a lot. Lamar Horner popped him at about the 29-yard line. Maybe a foot into the play, and that is going to be it. Goodness gracious. Still a whole lot of hitting going on. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Pride. Two wides to the left, one to the right for Williams Carr. Straight drop back, a little pressure on the outside. They set up a screen. It's complete. Number 15 has the ball ahead, short of the 1st down by about a yard or so. He's going to get tackled about the 38-yard line. Needed to get to the 39. It'll be 4th down and a yard, and decision time for the Pride. And they're going to be going for it here. Williams Carr remains in the game. Two wide outs, 2 tight ends, and a single setback under center. Keeper by the quarterback. I think we had penalties on the, there's going to be a dead ball penalty, and we'll see if that's a false start against the Pride. It looks like they might have moved just a touch early. We'll wait for the official. Offside against the Cougars. Well, that changes everything. We'll give them a 1st down the easy way there. And it is the 3rd 1st down of this drive. Good news is the drive started on the 3, so they're not even in Cougar territory yet, but they do have a drive working here. They'll keep the same formation, though, 2 tight ends, 2 wide outs, and a back. More movement again, and here come the officials again to stop play. Don't see whether there was any movement there, though. Well, the back judges or the side judges said it's checking with the ref about something. Something won't quite right, evidently. Well, maybe now it's right. We'll see. We will eventually get this 1st down play off. From the Pride 43-yard line, Williams Carr goes under center again. Howard, look, he's in trouble. He's going to get racked by 2 Cougars. Tony Totten and company. Number 8, Seth Harden, also just basically said, we're not buying the play-action fake. We're coming after you, Mr. Quarterback. And they drop him for a massive loss. 2nd sack of the afternoon. And this one's going to be hard to recover from because it's about a 10-yard loss on the play. 2nd down and 20. They just shot the gaps. That's the 2nd tackle for a loss this afternoon for Totten. So here we go, back in their doubles formation again. We'll put a man in motion. Looking to the short side of the field, it's going to be caught but no gain. They were trying to set up a little half screen that time. Number 3, Christian Burgess, made the tackle. Actually, number 3, Coy Davis made the tackle for the Pride, or made the catch for the Pride, but he was already on his knees when he did it. So, the Pride will still have a 20 yards to go, and now it's 3rd down. Cougars put 4 down linemen. Don't look like they're going to be sending any extra rushers here. Williams Carr is back to pass. Got all kinds of time, but it begins to run out, and he is going to be knocked behind the line of scrimmage. They will say incomplete pass. His hand was moving forward as he was being tackled. That was good pressure on the backside by Jalen Russell of the Cougars. And this Cougar defense, bend but don't break. They allow like 3 first downs on that last drive. But we're going to see another punt again. That the function of field position there, and again, a very opportunistic defense. Hopper back sent to receive. He's going to call a fair catch and pick this one up. Oh, at the 40-yard line, and he's tackled anyway after the fair catch. He did not like that one bit. Flag on the play, and I hope they don't get Hopper for retaliation as well, because as soon as he got picked up in pile drive, he came up and shoved the guy who did the pile driving. So hopefully there's only one penalty here and not 2. There are 2 flags down, though. 3 flags, actually. We'll see what the infractions are. We know there's going to be a personal foul against the Pride, and we'll see if possibly it is offset by a personal foul because of Hopper's reaction. And, boy, you can't blame the young man for being incensed. You call a fair catch, and then you get picked up and driven to the turf. Officials are discussing the assessment here. So it'll only be the 1 personal foul. And so that'll be 15 extra yards for the Cougars, and they will start their 4th drive of the night in Pride territory at the Greensboro 46-yard line. Cougars will put 2 to the right, 2 to the right, 1 to the left this time. I believe they're putting Draylon Martin back into the game at tailback. You got to keep up on a play-to-play basis. So there, again, 4 different running backs have been used by the Cougars. It's going to be Watlington on the carry. Gets up the middle. First down yardage and more into the Pride secondary to about the Greensboro 26-yard line. That was actually number 24, Draylon Martin. Gabby Soto on the carry. Again, keep up with your program, folks. We shuttle in running backs very, very quickly here. Soto with a quick pop, but a 21-yard pickup and a first down to the Pride 25. Give it to Soto again. See what he can get. He's a spinning. He's going to get about 4 yards on that play as he got probably a couple more yards than he could have reasonably expected to have. But he'll get it ahead for about 4 yards. Second down and 6 from the Pride 21. 7:27 left in the first half. Averett with a 7-0 lead, looking to add on here. Soto gets another carry, looking for room. There's not a lot of room there. Good job by the Pride to clog up the works, and he is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It'll be a 3rd down and 6 now for the Cougars. Cougars will shift some personnel. Gothigan coming out, number 14, Jacoby Dixon coming in. Split Andrews out wide to the right. Sean Watlington is by himself to the left. Soto is still the tailback out of this set. Straight drop back from Jackson. He's looking for Watlington on a fade pattern. Corner of the end zone. Throws it up. It is caught for a touchdown. Danville's own Sean Watlington with a beautiful fade pattern to the corner of the end zone. Bryce Jackson delivers it perfectly, and the Cougars are up 13-0. That was a masterful pitch and catch, and give kudos to the Averett offensive line for giving him all kinds of time to throw there. Gavin is on for the extra point. Mason Smith, the holder. Snap is down. Oh, the kick is blocked. Looked like they had a trouble placing the snap there. The snap might have come in just a little low. Never could get the kickoff. We got a little extracurricular activity after the extra point, but it is no good. Good news is the Cougars are still up 13-0. We'll take a break and bring you back for the kickoff in 1 minute.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
The career of Bryce Jackson, the quarterback for the Cougars, putting him now just 4 off the all-time mark. And once again, Cavanis is on for the kickoff with a 13-0 Cougar lead over the Pride. Cavanis has been getting it inside the 5 on most of his kickoffs tonight. Not sure this one's going to make it there. It'll be picked up at the 6 or so. Right side now, a middle return. Again, a good, decent return by the Pride as he's going to get tackled. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what that has to do with anything. It was well off of the play, so we'll see if it's a off-the-ball holding situation. But be that as it may, it'll be first down for the Pride. We'll see if they start from their own 35 or much further back after a penalty. 2 touchdown passes on the night for Bryce Jackson. Threw for only 109 yards last week. Again, the Cougars' running game was going such great guns against Apprentice last week that he didn't want to risk too many passes if he didn't absolutely have to. Long discussion about the officials. The flag was about 10 yards or so from where the tackle occurred, so it's been a long discussion by the officials here. 6:24 left in the first half. Cougars up 13-0. I think they're trying to decide if it's actually a substitution penalty and a face mask on the Cougars, so we might be doing this again. I don't know. So a substitution penalty against the Pride and face mask on the play against the Cougars. Not sure if we have the option for a re-kick or what here. They are across the way explaining it to Greensboro's head coach. So evidently Greensboro is the one that will have an option here. Without the penalty, it would have been 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line or so, 32. And we're having a mass shift of personnel. That suggests we're going to do the kickoff again here. So we will do it all over again. They'll put the ball back on the 35, and Will Cavanis will come back out on the field, and we'll be booting it once again. Yeah, we're going to need a kicker. Will, get on out there. He was a little late getting there. Like, I didn't know y'all were going to need me again so quickly. So he'll bring his trusty tee out and put it on the 35-yard line. The Pride have been getting decent kick returns tonight. You hope they don't have a long one in them here if you're a Cougar fan. 13-0, a 2-touchdown lead for the Cougars. Will Cavanis, 5th-year senior. Once he hears from the officials that all is ready, we'll boot this one away. Well, I can smell that concession food here at Frank Campbell Stadium. Delish. Another fairly deep kickoff. This is going to be picked up at about the 1-yard line. A little deeper kick that time. Middle return for Greensboro. They'll get it to the outside. Turn the corner ahead. A good open field tackle prevents a much longer return. Number 28, Jonathan Guess, a freshman out of Columbia, South Carolina, made a super tackle there in space to prevent a very long kick return by the Pride. I think we have an injured player that'll be ministered to now. 6:15 left in the first half. Cougars with a 2-touchdown lead. Pride will have the football at their own 27-yard line when play resumes. Again, one of the Pride kick return team injured on the kick return and is being administered to by staff. This does not, I was thinking cramp for a second, but he's holding his arm. Now, arms can cramp too, trust me, but on a humid day like this, you worry about the cramp issue. Injured ball player number 53, Andrew Burgess, sophomore out of Fort Washington, Maryland. Most of the Pride, as you would expect, are from North Carolina, but a couple of South Carolinians, a couple from New Jersey, 3 from Maryland. So the Cougars defense, which has pitched a shutout so far, it has not been a super dominant effort from the defense, but they've made some plays, particularly on 4th down. So the Pride will start with a 2-back set this time. Again, their quarterback, Alec Williams-Carr, junior out of Miami, Florida, went to Norland High School. They'll go with the 2-back set this time. 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. No tight end out of this formation. Ball's ready for play, and here we go from their own 27-yard line. Averett threatens a linebacker, strong safety blitz, and there's all kinds of movement before the play. Cougars were threatening the blitz, and I wonder if they made the Pride right tackle flinch on that play. Cougars very clearly jumped, but were they induced to jump off sides? Cougars, of course, say it was them. Pride say, no, it was them. And the Pride are correct, because the Cougars evidently penetrated the neutral zone, and you, of course, are allowed to flinch as an offensive lineman if somebody comes across the line of scrimmage. So moving up 5 yards to the 32-yard line. It'll be the same formation for the Pride. Again, 2 backs, 1 to either side of the quarterback, Williams-Carr. Give it to the tailback, a little room to the outside. He'll roll forward, get close to a first down. I think he's a little bit shy, out to about the 36-yard line, but he'll pick up 4 yards on first down. Again, it was a first down and 5. So with the second down and a yard here, you've got a nice, thick playbook to choose from. More than halfway through, actually under 6 minutes now left in the second quarter. Trips right, 1 to the left this time. They'll move Scott up in the backfield. Straight drop back, fakes it short, throws it deep, looking for a receiver. The Cougars were all over that one. There was a cornerback on the receiver and 2 safeties coming over to help out. That one had 0 chance of being completed. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Cougars defense has surrendered several first downs in the first half, but they have not surrendered a point yet. So 3rd down and a yard. We'll put a H-back into the formation this time. Bad snap. Williams-Carr is going to have to eat this one, and he didn't fall on it. The ball squirted out. I still think Greensboro recovered. We'll see. A whole lot of body out there, and even if they do recover it, of course, it'll be 4th down and long, and they'll have to punt, and they will say that the Greensboro Pride managed to recover the football, but it will be punting time, and once again, the defense caught a bit of a break that time. They had a 2nd down and 1 and failed to convert, and the Cougars, unless something odd happens, will get the football back. Number 13, P.J. Hopper going back to receive the punt. He's a sophomore from Shelby, North Carolina. Not a big fella, only 150 pounds. He's going to stand on his own 45-yard line. Flags on the play, so procedure against the Pride. They'll back it up 5 yards, and we'll try it again from a little further upfield. Guadarrama will be standing inside his own 5-yard line. His toes are on about the 3 right now to field this punt snap. It's a good snap. little pressure from the Cougars and a bad punt. It's an end-over-ender that will take a Pride roll, but it's not going to make it into Cougar territory. It's going to roll out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So about a 26-yard kick, and it's going to be Cougar ball in Pride territory. 4:29 left on the clock. The Cougars have all three of their timeouts. They have the football and a 2-touchdown lead. We'll bring number 22, Draylon Martin. Again, he got 162 yards the last week, and he's just been one of 4 running backs we've used in the rotation tonight. A 3-man front this time by Greensboro. First time they've shown that look. Martin gets the handoff, forced to the outside, looking for room. Not going to get much. Good job by the Pride to force him back to the inside and hold him to about a 1-yard pickup. They'll move it to the 43, 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Cougars. Again, Martin, as a freshman last year, kind of came from out of nowhere to rise and just skyrocket up the depth chart for Coach Patrick Henry. And last week he was the man, 162 yards and a touchdown in the come-from-behind victory at Newport News Apprentice. Fake it to him this time. Bryce is going to get what he can. He gets a little bit of room ahead to about the 40-yard line or so. Bryce will get 3 yards there, get what the defense gave him. But now you got a 3rd down and 6. 3:41 and counting left in the first half. Cougars with a 2-score lead. They'll bring in their 3rd down package, which includes the freshman Jacoby Dixon from GW High School in Danville. Jacoby's going to join Nick Andrews and number 18, Tavian Goffigan, to create trips left. Sean Watlington by himself on the right in a very short split position. Straight drop back from Bryce, 2 coming in, overthrown and intercepted, and it'll be Greensboro football. Tried to force the ball into double coverage that time, and the Pride will pick him off in the end zone, and the Cougars are not able to take advantage of good field position. 3:06 left in the first half. Still a 13-0 Cougar lead, and it will be Pride football at their own 20-yard line. So asking that Averett defense to come up big one more time. Pride's had a couple of promising drives here, but the Cougars defense has risen to the occasion each time so far. Single back set this time. Williams Carr gets the snap, hands it off to, I believe it's Scott in the backfield. He'll get off left tackle, shed a tackler at the 30-yard line, 1st down run and more. Boy, I tell you what, we had a strong safety come up, look like that time, and he, ball carrier just shrugged him off like a coat. That was some good hard running there as he'll move it to the 30-yard line. It will be a 1st down. Under 3 minutes left in the first half. No sense of urgency yet from the Pride. They have only one timeout. Straight handoff again. The keeper this time, actually by Williams Carr, and he's going to get what he can. About the 34-yard line or so. Again, they're going to, and a timeout called by the Cougars, as they're going to try to get the ball back with some time to deal with. Interesting strategy there. But he'll pick up 4 yards, will Williams Carr that time. And they will spot it at the 36-yard line. And we'll see if the defense can hold them. Again, that was almost a situation where if they're going to run the ball, you might want to let them run out. But evidently, Coach Henry is not satisfied with just a 2-touchdown lead here. He thinks the Cougars could get the ball back with a little time on the clock and a chance to extend the lead here. Showing an awful lot of confidence in this defense, and really, why not? The defense has come up big on every big play so far tonight. 2 very good drives by the Pride, got deep into Cougar territory, and the Cougars' defense stopped them on 4th down both times. Good crowd here on hand at Danville on a Saturday night. It's a little cooler. The rain looks like it's left us after a very stormy afternoon. Again, it pushed back the start of this game from 6 to 7 o'clock. It looked like that was the right call to make because, We have not seen a raindrop since then, and we've got a good raucous crowd here. Averett football, home football on Saturday nights, is becoming the place to be in Danville. You just take a trip through the tailgating parking lot and hear the excitement, smell the food, and it is just a fun atmosphere that is uniquely Averett University. 2nd down and 6. 2 tights, 2 wides, and a single back set. 22 formation this time. Williams Carr gets the snap. He's going to keep it himself as he does a great job of faking out the tailback. Going to move ahead. I think he's right short of the first down. A good stop by the Cougars defense. Number 44, Nazir McDonald. Got a pad on him. They'll say he got just enough to get the first down. So they'll move it to the 40-yard line. 2:20 and counting. Greensboro with only 1 timeout. They're showing no urgency as of yet. Still that 22 formation. They'll move Scott this time in the backfield. Williams Carr back to pass. Gets pressure from the backside. Jalen Russell's going to bring him down for a loss of about a yard on the play. We'll see if anybody calls a timeout. They call it a sack, so they stop the clock just because it's a sack. Even though he got back to the line of scrimmage, 0 yards. I believe the Cougars called a timeout again. Boy, Coach Henry is dead serious about wanting this football back. He wants it back with a little time on the clock to do something with. Showing a lot of confidence in that defense. And again, the Cougars defense has so far tonight pitched a shutout. They have not been without fault. This has not been a dominating defense that has pushed them backwards very often, but on every big 3rd and 4th down play, it seems, the Cougars defense has come up big. So after this quick timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Pride. Again, the line of scrimmage, their own 40-yard line. We have 2:03 left in the first half. Cougars still have 1 timeout. Pride still has 1 timeout. And Coach Henry has made it abundantly clear he wants that football back here before the halftime festivities begin. We'll see if Greensboro is content to just run out the clock here, or at least try to, and force Averett to burn the balance of their timeouts. Same formation, 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends, and a single back set. That is Scott behind Williams Carr, the quarterback. Counter handoff inside. Cougars defense is there. No gain on the carry. Number 2, Burgess actually on the tote. And yeah, Coach Hender's going to call another timeout. Try to get this football back. Set it up a 3rd down and 10. Only burned off 7 seconds on that play, so the clock shows 1:56 left in the first half. So if Greensboro runs another play here, does not get a first down, and punts, the Cougars are out of timeout, so they'll be punting with still well over a minute left in the first half. And the Cougars will get the ball without any timeouts, but presumably about a minute or so on the clock. Again, that's if all things go according to form, but as we well know with football, things don't often go to form. Driving me nuts. You can't see these gray hairs on my head, but they are from football plays that did not go according to form. Trust me. So this timeout's a little bit longer as the Cougars are getting their defensive strategy in place. And here we go, 3rd down and 10. They go to a doubles formation, 2 wideouts to either side, single back set. They'll put Burgess in motion, now put the receiver in motion, fake the jet sweep, throws it, screen, right side, complete, up ahead. Oh, I think he got a first down. Doggone it, he needed 10, and I think he got exactly 10. So the strategy backfires, and the Greensboro Pride now have the ball in Cougar territory. Still only the 1 timeout. Actually, the ball is right at midfield, but 1:45 on the clock, and a little sense of urgency now for the Pride as they try to pierce the scoreboard for the first time tonight. They'll put it back in motion. Williams Carr back to pass. He'll try to throw it to the outside. Scott makes the catch. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Picks up about 5 yards. 1:26 left in the first half. And it'll be 2nd down, about 6 to go. They'll give about 4 yards on first down. Clock stops on the out-of-bounds play. They'll move it to the 45, so we'll give him credit for a 5-yard pickup. Tripped right for the Pride this time. Scott the tailback, Williams Carr the quarterback. He'll put Scott in motion. Empty backfield, back to pass Williams Carr. A little room to the outside now. Cougars, he'll chuck it downfield. The ball is caught. Did he make that catch? He did, according to the official on the far side. Brought it in about the 24-yard line. That was easily the best pass play of the afternoon for the Pride, and they are picking a good time to come hot here. 1:17 left in the first half. A long pass completion and a first down for Greensboro. And for the first time since the first quarter, they are deep in Cougar territory. Trips left this time for the Pride. They'll shift up Scott in the backfield again. Still the one timeout for the Pride. Williams Carr back to pass. Got time. Throws it short and complete. He threw it behind and low to his receiver, running a dig pattern right over the middle. That will stop the clock with 1:13 left in the first half. Again, they still have the one timeout to the Pride. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. So they'll set him up on a 2nd down and 10. Trips left for the Pride. They'll put a tailback in motion. Williams Carr flushed out of the pocket. He's got a lot of green in front of him. Ahead to the 10-yard line to the 5, and he'll get in for a touchdown. Just sort of a busted play that time, as the Cougars defense did not put a spy on the quarterback, and Williams Carr made him pay. 24-yard touchdown scramble with 1:04 left in the first half, and it'll be a one-score game at half unless the Cougars can get a late touchdown here. 13-6 pending the conversion. That's David Guadara coming on. That's Alex Bora coming on to kick the extra point, number 31. Ball is a little low. The snap down, the kick up, it's good. And just like that, what a drive by the Greensboro Pride as they take it just about from coast to coast. They scored with 1:04 left in the first half. And the Cougars still lead, but it's now just 13-7. We'll bring you back for the final 1:04 of the first half in a moment.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
The calculus of this game has changed just a little bit here after the 24-yard touchdown run by Greensboro quarterback number 4, Alec Williams Carr. It's 13-7. Cougars lead now, 1:04 left in the first half. See if we can get a good kick return here. This will be the first kickoff for the Pride. It's going to be a high short one, a little nubber that they try to pick up. It's anybody's football there. It was a Cougar there waiting to receive that who got creamed, but I think he held on to the football. And you give that man a gold star right there, buddy, because he was looking at a football and he was looking at getting creamed. Now, did Greensboro come up with it? They're acting like they did. The officials say Averett football. Okay. They got right excited there on the other sideline. They missed, but evidently they're going to say the Cougars returner. That was, again, just a purposefully high short kick. Not your traditional onside kick, but they were trying to pooch one there and get up under it, and they darn near got it. Almost caught the Cougars napping there, but it will be Averett football at their own 38-yard line. So, the downside of that is for the Pride, you're giving the Cougars half-decent field position here. Again, no timeout for the Cougars. Litton is in the backfield, trips right, one to the left. Litton gets the carry. Boy, good job by the free safety to come up. Litton will get ahead, 41-yard line, about 3 yards, but Greensboro's strong safety read that play perfectly, came up and forced that bad boy back to the inside, and there was nothing doing there. Clock at 40 seconds to go in the first half. Cougars are in no particular rush here, so you kind of get the feeling if they connect on a nice one here, they'll get something going here, but they're in no particular hurry now. Litton gets another carry. He'll try the opposite side, and boy, the Pride is swarming him all behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about 3 yards or so there. Don't know why they're stopping the clock, but there's only 20 seconds left in the first half, and I believe the Cougars are just going to count themselves lucky to get out of here with a 13-7 halftime advantage. There's a flag on the play, so we got to assess that first. Looked like for all the world there would have been a hold over there on that sort of slow-developing run play. Still waiting to see what the hubbub's all about here. Hold against Cougars, just as we suspected. So they'll mark it off. It's still second down, but the clock will start when the ball's ready for play here. And unless you're keenly interested in trying to get a miracle here, you're probably just going to run one more play and call it a half here. The visitors from Greensboro have the momentum. As we get ready to go into the break, hand it off to Litton again. He's going to get it by one guy in the backfield, but again get tackled from behind. Again, they were just selling out against the run that time, and Litton will be tackled for no gain on the carry. And that's going to be the end of the first half. First half that was mostly controlled by the Averett Cougars, but the momentum is clearly with the visitors from Greensboro as we go to the break. A 13-7 Cougar lead. We're going to take a few minutes break here on the Averett Sports Network. Get you a chance to relax, get us a chance to relax and get ready for a barn burner of a second half. We go into the break. Cougars are up 13-7. We're back in a few minutes. Halftime festivities wrapping up here at Frank R. Campbell Jr. Stadium on the Averett North Campus in Danville, Virginia. First half, the Averett Cougars with 2 touchdowns to 1 for the Pride. You add it up with a mixed extra point in there. It's a 13-7 halftime lead for the Cougars. First half stats slightly in favor of the Cougars, but not by a large margin. They ended up, actually Greensboro had won the first down battle in the first half with an 11-9 edge. Cougars solid when they rushed the ball, 17 carries for 90 yards. Leading rusher in the first half, Isaiah Litton, who carried the ball 11 times, picked up 63 yards, mostly responsible for the yardage in one of 2 touchdown drives for the Cougars in the first half. Gabby Soto with a couple of carries, picking up 16 yards in the first half. Bryce Jackson, not a lot of passing activity in the first half, only 10 pass attempts, 5 completions. He did have the 1 interception, but he threw 2 touchdown passes, 1 and 11-yarder to Isaiah Litton on a little wheel route to open the scoring late in the first quarter, 21-second mark of the opening period. And then the second touchdown pass, a beautiful end-zone fade pattern to Sean Watlington from 21 yards out. That one occurred at 6:32 in the second quarter. Cougars were cruising with a 13-0 lead until the Pride embarked on a very long touchdown drive to close out the first half. It was a 24-yard run by the quarterback, Alec Williams-Carr. Don't want to call it a busted play. He went back to pass. Nobody was open, and he tucked it and ran it and found no resistance till the end zone. And it was a touchdown. The extra point was good, and that puts us where we are, 13-7. Williams-Carr, the Pride, 12 of 18 passing, only 100 yards in the first half, and he was sacked 4 times. Cougars have had some big individual defensive plays to snuff out some Pride drives. The total yardage situation in the first half, it's actually dead even, 152 yards for each team. Greensboro has run 13 more plays from scrimmage than has the Cougars, but the difference in the game right now, and really the reason that the Cougars do not have that warm, fuzzy feeling that they had, that late touchdown drive by the Pride to put them to within a score. Cougars now setting up for the kickoff return. Number 13, Hopper will be back, along with number 29, Shahi Watlington. They will be the 2 deep receivers for the Cougars. Now, the only kickoff that the Pride had in the first half was darn near a successful onside kick, as they did a little high short kick about 15 yards upfield that hit the ground. Cougars recovered that, but boy, they just barely got away with that one. So we'll see if the Pride will try to do a deep kickoff here to start the second half. Cougars will be heading into the north end zone here to start the second half. Going left to right across your, I can't say TV screen. No one uses TVs anymore. Will you? Across your mobile device or your laptop in that case. Ball is teed up on the 35-yard line. It'll be a high short kick, not as short as last, but it's going to get out of bounds. So the Cougars will have good field position to start this drive off from their own 35-yard line. Again, 152 yards of offense on 27 plays in the first half of the Cougars. They picked up 9 first downs, 90 yards rushing, only 62 passing. Again, Bryce Jackson has that ability to get into a streak. He had a streak of like 300-yard passing games last year, so he is not averse to putting it up in the air, but the Cougars' running game, again, has been fairly productive. It's just been kind of a hit-or-miss offense this first half. You just get the feeling that they could have done so much more. Cougars going to opt for a re-kick here, so they'll move it back to the 30-yard line. Cougars want to take a chance with one of their playmakers with their hands on the ball here, but the Greensboro kickoff specialist has shown no interest in getting the ball deep downfield, so we'll see if they try to put a boot into this one or if they'll try the high short mentality again as they move it back to the 30-yard line. This time it'll be a squib kick, and it'll be going out of bounds once again. And if the Cougars have the option of taking it at their own 35, I think they'll make them re-kick it back to the 25-yard line. So pick the tee up and move it back to the 25, and we're going to get this second half underway eventually, folks, I promise. That may be the first time I've seen 2 consecutive kickoffs go out of bounds, but clearly the Greensboro kicker is not interested in getting your traditional high, deep kickoff here. Now the Cougars' deep men, quote unquote, are standing on their own 30. Even the NFL guys don't have to kick from their own 25, but that's where the Pride will begin here. High, very short kickoff. Watlington's going to pick this one up at his 31-yard line. Left side return. So he turns the corner, gets it out the 45-yard line near midfield. Good second effort by Shaheem Watlington on the play. And the Cougars will have the ball right around midfield. They'll actually have it in Pride territory to start the second half. Good field position for the Cougars. We'll see if the offense can respond. Up 13-7 are the Cougars. Bryce Jackson, the fifth-year senior quarterback, will lead him to the line of scrimmage. He'll have Shai Watlington in the backfield to start off the second half. Again, 4 different running backs used by the Cougars in the first half. His brother Sean will be split up wide to the left. Two wideouts to the right this time. Shai gets the handoff, hurdles over somebody at the line of scrimmage, gets ahead for decent yards, about 4 yards or so on first down, off left tackle, and he went over left tackle to pick that one up. About 4 yards, it'll be second down and 6. Line of scrimmage will be the Pride 44-yard line. 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Watlington gets another carry. Same play, off left tackle. Only a couple of yards this time. They'll move it up to the 41-yard line. So we're looking at a third down, about 3 to go for the Cougars. Again, only 10 pass attempts tonight by Bryce Jackson. Cougars have been content to run the football. At the Pride 41, they'll keep the same formation in there. Same personnel. Straight drop back by Bryce. He'll throw it over the middle, incomplete, in and out of the arms of number 17, Nick Andrews. Pass had a vapor trail on it, but Andrews will tell you he should have hauled that one in. He did not. This fourth down, and the Cougars are going to go for it here. Cougars did not have a fourth down attempt in the first half. They'll have a big one here from the Pride 41. Fourth down and 3. Movement before the play, handed off to Watlington. He's got the first down. Gets it out ahead to about the 36-yard line. Little hesitation move that time by Watlington. Will let his block clear, and he'll get ahead for a Cougar first down. Their first of the second half, their 10th of the night. Same personnel, same alignment for the Cougars. Three-man front for the Pride. Watlington gets another carry off left tackle. They've been gone to the well a couple of times, 4 times already on that play this half. He'll get about 2 yards. Move it to the 34-yard line. And we're looking at a second down and 8. Very run-heavy offense by the Cougars so far tonight. About a 2-to-1 run versus pass ratio. Exact same formation, same personnel for the Cougars. Straight counter this time to Shai Watlington. Ahead, shy of a first down, but boy, he let a linebacker have it at about the 28-yard line. That's where the play is going to be blown dead, and we're looking at a third down and 2 for the Cougars. Big third down opportunity here for the Cougars. Of course, they have already established that they are in 4-down territory here. Up by 6 points, just underway in the second half. Exact same formation, 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Watlington gets the carry on a read option, and he ain't going to get a thing. Bryce had that ball in his belly for as long as he could, thought about pulling it, did not. And there's no gain. And it'll be another fourth down opportunity for the Cougars. 4th down and 2. Cougars have not changed up personnel or even the formation. 4th down and 2. Jackson's going to keep it himself, gets a little momentum, gets the first down with a little extra effort near the 20-yard line. There's a rugby scrum right there. They'll blow him dead at the 21, and for the second time this drive, the Cougars have converted a 4th down. Bryce Jackson's not going to make a living running the ball, but he had some momentum behind him that time. He's got a little size, 6 foot, 223 pounds. And the Cougars are working on a pretty decent drive here. And they're going to stay, actually they're going to put trips right this time. They'll move a tight end out of the game, bring a slot receiver in. Still Shy Watlington in the backfield. Straight drop back by Bryce, looking for over the middle, caught, end zone, touchdown. A beautiful inside slant pattern that time, and the Cougars will convert. Fantastic pitch and catch that time. Trevor Testerman with his first touchdown. Wow. Talk about full circle. It was that same end zone that his father scored the very first Averett University touchdown 23 years ago. Will Cavitas on for the extra point. This time the snap is down, the kick is up, it's good, and the Cougars have reestablished a 2-touchdown lead. 20-7 after Trevor Testerman hauls in a perfect pass from Bryce Jackson. Jackson's third passing touchdown of the night. We'll bring you back for the kickoff in a moment. .39 career touchdown passes now for Bryce Jackson. Subsequent kickoff picked up about Harris at about the 3-yard line. He is quick, gets out past the 25-yard line, and will get past the 30. This kid has a head of steam when he hits the hole, and he has averaged 23 yards per kick return on the night. Jashawn Harris will get that one out past the 30-yard line, and Cougars feeling a little bit better about themselves. A very good opening drive to start the second half, thanks to a couple of kick penalties that backed them up 10 yards. Cougars started the drive in Pride territory at the Pride 48-yard line. They move it downfield 48 yards. 2 big fourth down conversions on that opening drive. Mostly on the ground, but I'll tell you what, that touchdown pass was just a Testerman getting to the inside position on a slant pattern, and he is a big boy, 6'5", 208 pounds. Dad Troy played here at Averett University. His granddad, Don, the former NFL star, played with the Seattle Seahawks and briefly with the Washington Redskins. Went to Halifax County High School, played college ball at Clemson. So there's a whole lot of good blood running through that Testerman family. Father passed away just a few years ago. So first play of the second half of the Pride. He'll put a man in motion. Carr back to pass. It's complete. Short pickup ahead, about 5, maybe 6 yards or so to the 39-yard line. Little curl-in pattern that time as the receiver gave his quarterback a good target. And it'll be a completed pass, again 6 yards. Second down and 4. They'll flip the formation. Trips to the right this time. One wide out to the left. Williams Carr under pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket. Gets a very good run. There's a flag on the play. He went against his body, so this is almost certainly going to be one of those backside holding penalties. And, boy, that was a tough one. Because when your quarterback changes directions like that and you're an offensive lineman, you your instinct is to do whatever it takes to keep that tackler off of him. And, again, on a reversal of field play like that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to hold to get the job done there. And they will mark it off from the spot of the infraction, and this will be a big penalty against the Pride. It'll put them behind the chains here on 2nd down. New line of scrimmage is the Pride 29-yard line. So 2nd down and 13 now for the Pride. They'll run trips right again. Scott in motion out of the backfield. Williams Carr will throw to the right. A little short pickup back to the original line of scrimmage. Cougars are there defensively. Will drop him right at the point of attack. And the Pride are looking at a 3rd down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Averett in the driver's seat right now with a 20-7 advantage here at Daly Field. They'll put the 3 wideouts to the left. That's the wide side of the field for the Pride. 1 wideout to the right. Scott's in the backfield. Williams Carr, the quarterback. We'll put Scott in motion. Williams Carr back to pass. He's got time. Looking over the middle. Incomplete. Good looking coverage that time by the Cougars. Everybody was covered. Number 8, Seth Harden, was in the receiver's back pocket. That pass had 0 chance. It'll be 4th and 10. Punting time for the Pride. Good job for the Cougars defense. That's the way you shut down the opposition after getting a touchdown. Trevor Testament is on the Cougars punt return team after catching the touchdown pass last time. Hopper standing on about his own 34-yard line to return this punt. Low snap. The punter corrals it. Gets a half-decent end-over-ender to the right-hand side. It takes an Averett roll, though, out of bounds at the 45-yard line, the Cougars' 45-yard line. And that's where the Averett Cougars will start their 2nd drive of the 2nd half, up 20-7. Cougars now in the driver's seat in this ball game, looking to go 2-0 this year. Had a very impressive drive last time with the 2 fourth-down conversions. 9:32 left in the 3rd quarter. A whole lot of football left to be played here this evening. 24 Draylon Martin, actually number 24 Gabby Solo will be Soto out of Juneau, Alaska. Went to Douglas High School in Juneau. That's a long recruiting trip. Soto will get the carry. Good stop-and-go move. He's into the 50-yard line. He's got open field. Shifts his hands to the 40, to the 35. Gets a little escort to the 25-yard line. The Alaskan Assassin moves it down to the 23-yard line. Big pickup for Soto, and the Cougars move the chains. Just a stop-and-go move right in the linebacking core there where he saw the play flow from the left to the right, and he just made a great cut. 2 wides to the right, 1 to the left for the Cougars. From the Pride 23-yard line. Soto gets another carry. He drops it and falls down on it. Oh, he outran the football that time. Ugh. And a flag at the very, very, very end of the play. Like several seconds after the play. I don't know if somebody said a magic word or something here. But clearly that's a dead ball foul because that flag flew about full 10 seconds after the play was done. The officials are caucusing at about the 27-yard line. It was a first down handoff that would have gone for a couple. It's about a 2-yard loss. And it's the 3rd unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the evening for the Cougars. Cougars penalized 6 times for 60 yards in the first half. That's a lot. Anytime you're on a pace for double-digit penalties, that's too many. And that's a big one. 15 yards in addition to the 2-yard loss. So you're looking at about a 2nd down and 28 now. And that once promising drive for the Cougars no longer looks promising. Coach Henry wants an explanation. I mean, 3 personal foul penalties on sportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars this afternoon. Wants to know what they said wrong. Line of scrimmage now, the Pride 41-yard line. It was the 23, so 2nd down, 28. Soto is still the tailback. Going to get another carry. Actually, that's number 22. Martin comes across about a 4-yard pickup or so. Draylen Martin's first carry of the second half will get a few yards back. Now it's 3rd down and 24 for the Cougars. We'll put Soto back into the game. Draylen Martin will come out. Again, Draylen Martin was busy last week with 162 yards. He's been quiet this evening. That's only his 3rd carry of the night. So 3rd down, about 24 for the Cougars. I mean, you're deep enough into their territory where you don't have to get all of this on 3rd down here. But Jacoby Dixon in motion. Bryce is back to pass. He's looking for Sean Watlington, right-hand side, in the end zone, touchdown. They separated at the 5-yard line, and Sean Watlington catches his 2nd touchdown pass of the night on a streak pattern, and the Cougars have made it a 3-touchdown game. Wow. Touchdown pass number 4 of the night for Bryce Jackson. He hasn't passed often tonight, but 4 of them have gone for touchdowns, 2 of them to Sean Watlington. What a night for the Danville guy. Snap down, kick on the way, it's up, it's good, and the Cougars are beginning to separate. 27-7 after the successful extra point. We'll bring you back for the kickoff and more after this. Let the countdown continue for Bryce Jackson. That is now 40 career touchdown passes, just 2 off of Casey Parsons' school record. 4 of them tonight for Bryce. Cavanis, after the penalty assessment, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Pride, will boot this one beyond the end zone. And there will be no drama on this kick return, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Cougars have separated out to a 27-7 lead. 2 touchdown passes here in the second half by Bryce Jackson. And we'll see if that defense can once again do like they did last time and force a 3 and out after a touchdown, which is very, very demoralizing for the other guys. Got a stoppage of play here. So 25-yard line? Okay. Williams Carr still the quarterback. He'll go to a two-back set this time. Two wides to the right, one to the left. They'll put a man in motion right to left. Williams Carr is going to keep it himself after faking the handoff, and he's going to get horse collar down. That's going to be a penalty. Number 55 on the tackle for the Cougars, Ezekiel Williams, senior defensive tackle, grabbed him by the collar and brought him down. That's a no-no. It'll be he's hitting himself upside the head. Yeah, he knew he did wrong. So no gain on the carry, but the 15 yards will give the Pride an easy first down. Still lots of football here. 7:48 left in the third quarter. Averett up 27-7. The Pride will get a bit of a gift there. That'll move it to the 41-yard line. So the Pride will change personnel, put trips right, one wide out to the left. Williams Carr, the quarterback, sits him down. Scott in motion out of the backfield. Williams Carr is in trouble, and he's going to get brought down by Jalen Russell and company. Jalen Russell, 1.5 sacks in the first half, and another full sack here in the second. Another big play by the Cougar defense. It'll be second down, about 16 to go. From the 35-yard line, second out and 16. Trips right again for the Pride. Scott still in the backfield next to Williams Carr, actually right behind him. Scott will get the carry, makes the guy miss in the backfield, out past the 40-yard line. Solid run to about the 44. He'll put them in front of the chains at least for this third down conversion. It'll be a third down, about 7 after a solid pickup by Scott. Rodney Scott had 6 carries for 21 yards in the first half. So third down and 7 coming up for the Pride. From their own 44-yard line, Cougars with 4 down linemen. Scott in motion, man defense. Keeper by Williams Carr. Gets ahead, first down yardage. Calls his own number and gets about 8 yards, maybe 9 yards. They'll get it to the Cougar side of the field at the Averett 46-yard line. And another first down for the Pride. They moved the chains 11 times in the first half. Trips right again. Once again, Scott's in motion. Ball is dropped and picked up by the Cougars. That's just a straight-up fumble, and Jalen Russell's going to pick it up for the Cougars, and the turnover bug has bitten the Pride. Check that number 4, Kamar Price on the fumble recovery. Williams Carr looked like he was faked to pass. The ball just dropped right out of his hand, and that was that. Cougars pick it up, and a gift of a turnover from the Pride, and the Cougars now have the ball and a 20-point lead. So Draylon Martin will be behind quarterback Bryce Jackson as we start this third drive of the second half. Fake the handoff. Jackson wants to go deep. He's looking downfield. It's going to be incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tavian Goffigan. He had a touchdown right in his hands, and he just could not bring it in. Great pass from Bryce Jackson. That was just a streak pattern, and they almost pulled it off. Doggone it. That would have got this crowd lit up. Boy, Jackson had his 5th touchdown pass of the year. Put it right in his hands. Just couldn't bring it in. Second down and 10. Draylon Martin to tailback as they'll keep the same personnel in. 2 wides to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end to the offensive right. Draylon gets a handoff. Good cutback move. He's only going to get a couple of yards, though. Maybe only 1 as they'll move it to about the 48-yard line to the Pride. And it'll be third down and 9 for the Cougars. 5:12 and counting left in the third quarter. Cougars are up comfortably right now, 27-7. Cougars will put their third down package into the game. That includes the freshman from Danville, number 14, Jacoby Dixon. He'll be one of the trips to the left. Sean Watlington by himself to the right. Jackson's got time. He's throwing it to the left. Turnaround. Good catch for a first down. That was a great timing pattern. See, he found his deep receiver on the left-hand side, and that's a first down for the Cougars. Again, that was as much a timing pattern as anything else. It was 86 Kelvin Price on the catch there. Testament back into the game now. Big pass that time from Jackson. Tripped right this time for the Cougars. Martin will get the carry, looking for room, gets a blocker, gets ahead into the linebacking court, up ahead about 8 yards or so on first down. About 9, they'll say. They'll get to the 25. He might have a first down, and he does. Gave him the roll there. He gets exactly 10 yards. And the Cougars offense is marching right back downfield. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns so far in the second half. Counter play to Draylon Martin. This time a minimal yardage. He'll get ahead to maybe a yard or so, 23-yard line. They tried to run a counter left and go right, and the defense was there. Second down and 9 coming up now. And indeed, they will spot it at the 23. We've got a timeout being called by the Pride. We'll go ahead and take it as well. Quick timeout on the field. We'll bring you back for the resumption of the drive in a moment. Timeout's over. Second out and 9 for the Cougars from the Pride 23-yard line. Put 2 receivers to the right. Andrews the slot on the right. 1 to the left. That's Testament, I believe, all by his lonesome up there. Ball is right in the middle of the field. We'll put Andrews in motion. Draylon gets another handoff. Left tackle gets ahead about the 21-yard line. Couple of tough yards there. It'll set up a third down and about 7. 3:15 and counting in the third quarter. Averett right now in control of this game, 27-7, and looking to add to it deep in Pride territory from the Greensboro 21-yard line. They'll flip the formation now and have 2 wideouts to the left. Draylon Martin still the tailback on this drive. Once again, Andrews goes in motion. Another handoff to Draylon, trying to get what they can out of that. Only a couple of yards. Greensboro's defense toughening up there. We'll get ahead to the 18-yard line, and we'll see if we go for 3 here, and I believe that's what we're going to do. Will Cavanis, a very solid field goal kicker, is going to be looking at about a 36-yarder here, depending upon where they place the tee down. It's actually going to be closer to a 35-yarder from the left hash mark. It'll be the first field goal attempt of the night for Cavanis. 5th-year senior, another 5th-year senior. Mason Smith's going to be the holder here. Low snap, they do get it down, and it's blocked. Second kick that the Pride has blocked tonight. Both times it's been kind of a low snap that they couldn't get down quickly enough, and so Averett Special Teams has a little bit to work on in that regard, but Cougars still comfortably up front. 2:03 left of the third quarter, 27-7 Cougar lead here. Pride, who's had trouble moving the ball outside of that one long touchdown drive. Will have the ball still deep in their own territory. Averett has really controlled field position here in the second half as well. Tony Totten out of Tunstall High School will still be one of the two pinchers, defensive tackles for the Cougars. Bring in number 47. So Darius McKenzie is one of the defensive linemen. Jalen Russell will be the other defensive lineman for the Cougars. Trips left for the Pride. Williams Carr is still their quarterback. They'll put a slot man in motion. Williams Carr back to pass, throw it over the middle. Good dig pattern complete ahead for about 7 yards or so on first down. Cougars quarterback quickly there to make the tackle on number 3, Coy Davis. I'll move it ahead, about a 6-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Pride. Williams Carr will call the play at the line. Hand off to Scott out of the backfield. Good job by the Cougars to bring him down after a couple of yards. Scott has got some size on him, and he's 5'10", 223 pounds, and he gets a head of steam up. He's not the easiest guy to bring down. We had a quarterback sitting there waiting on him, and boy, he got bowled over, and that might be the injured Cougar on the field there. Scott packs a punch when he runs the football. After the injury timeout, it'll be 3rd down and about a long yard, maybe a short 2 for the Pride. Averett's defense has, again, not really dominated statistically. Again, 152 first-half yards for the Pride. In the second half, they've had their moments here, but just Averett's made a whole lot of big plays, a lot of tackles for losses, unofficially 5 sacks tonight for the Cougars defense. We've been big playing them on defense tonight. They've, again, had 11 first-half first down, so moving the ball in that regard, not a terrible night at all for the Pride, but again, they only have 7 points to show for it because Averett has put them behind the 8 ball a few times. Of course, the last drive was very much an unforced fumble and a turnover by the Pride. 3rd down, about a long yard to go here. They'll tighten up the formation a bit with 2 tight ends. They'll move the tight ends to the right offensive side now. Scott's still the tailback. I'd give it right to that 225-pounder. They do. Backfield. He tries to get around the quarter. Flag comes in and might have a little backside hold there. Looks like Scott got enough for the first down, but no, it ain't going to count. It's going to be a hold against the Pride, and that changes everything. They called it a one to backside. The play was a counterplay to the right, and it looked like Averett, maybe Russell, the right defensive end, tried to get around backside pursuit, might have been held by the left tackle. Be that as it may, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, and 3rd down just got a lot more difficult for Greensboro. Infraction will mark the ball at the 17-yard line of the Pride. They got to get it to about the Cougar 28. So 3rd down, 11 to go. Trips left. 1 to the right. Single back set. Empty backfield now as Williams Carr goes back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. Throwing it downfield. He's got a receiver. Boy, Averett almost came up with the interception. Both players came down with the ball. I believe it's going to be Pride football. Yep. Dual possession is going to go to the offense. Cougars defender came in and almost caught the ball. It really caught the ball simultaneously with the receiver. Receiver goes down, but that's a clutch 3rd down and 11 conversion by the Pride. Good job. Had a receiver out there. Cougars defender went over to try to make the pick and, almost had it. Trip right this time for the Pride. Still in their own territory. They'll hand it off to Scott. He'll bolt ahead for a couple of yards to about the 47, 48-yard line. They'll say he got about a yard on first down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. That's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. A 3rd quarter dominated by the Averett Cougars. 2 touchdowns for the Cougars, both passes from Bryce Jackson. Have stretched out a narrow halftime lead to a 27-7 advantage as we go to the 4th quarter. We'll bring you back for that 4th quarter in a moment.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
We'll flip the field to start the fourth quarter. It'll be second down and 9 for the Pride from their own 47-yard line. Pride will put 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Williams Carr has been the quarterback since the get-go for the Pride. All's ready for play. Scott behind him in the backfield. Now he'll go in motion. Actually, he'll get to the right. That's Burgess in the backfield. A little bit of movement. No harm, no foul. So they'll just try it again here. 6 on the play clock as Williams Carr looks back to the sidelines. He's going to have to hustle to get this play off. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. Greensboro takes a quick timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. We'll bring you back for the resumption of the drive in just a moment.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
Tender strains of YMCA will bring you back to live action here at Daly Field. Second out and 9 after the Greensboro timeout. Same personnel as they'll put trips right. Burgess in the backfield behind Williams Carr, the quarterback. Burgess in motion. Williams Carr will keep it himself on a quarterback draw. Finds a little room to the left-hand side. Decent pickup into Cougar territory to about the Averett 47-yard line. Keep them moving in a positive direction and give them a reasonable third down here. Third and about 3, maybe 4 coming up here, depending upon the spot. Looks like it'll be about a 3rd and 3 from the Cougar 47-yard line. Underway in the fourth quarter, the Cougars with a fairly comfortable 27-7 lead over Greensboro. 4 down lineman for the Cougars. Williams Carr get a little backside pressure, throws it complete. The Cougars are there. Tried a little half screen on the left-hand side, and the Cougars read it very, very well. Ball carrier actually tackled just a little bit behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down, about 3, maybe 4 to go, and it'll be probably go for it time. Kamar Price, I believe, on the tackle there. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 4th down and 3 now for Greensboro. Early moments of the fourth quarter, Cougars defense can just about salt this one away if they get a big stop here. Tripped right, 1 to the left. Burgess in the backfield. Williams Carr, quick pass over the middle, caught. Big clutch 4th down conversion there as he finds his tight end, number 88, Brian Buchanan. It's the second time he's looked for him on a 3rd down or 4th down play. And the Pride keep their drive alive. They'll move it to the Cougar 39-yard line. This is not a toothless offense Greensboro has, just a little inconsistent. And again, the Cougars have come up with some big plays, big TFLs on defense. So first down from the Averett 39-yard line. Tailbacks in motion. Williams Carr flushed out of the pocket. He does break free. The Cougars will force him back to the inside. He'll end up getting about a yard after that. We had a headhunter coming in on him on the right-hand side of the play as he moved back to the inside. And we got 2 injured players, 1 for each team after that wild-looking play. Williams Carr, again, was flushed out of the pocket, somehow emerged from the scrum, went to the right. Averett linebacker came in and tried to take his head off. He ducked up under him, got up under, and moved it upfield positively. Injured Cougar on the play, pops right back up. That's number 55, Ezekiel Williams, senior defensive tackle. He looks to be none the worse for wear, but the injured Pride member is still on his back at his own at the Cougar 44-yard line. Again, Averett with a 3-touchdown lead, 4 touchdown passes tonight for Bryce Jackson. What a night the senior from Durham has had. Again, not a lot of passes. It's not like we're chucking it up in the air 40, 45 times. He only had 10 passes in the first half, and I guarantee you he hasn't had that many here in the second half. But he has been very efficient. 2 of them long touchdown passes to Sean Watlington of Danville, Virginia. Trevor Testament caught one of the others, his first collegiate touchdown at Averett. And again, sort of a father-son moment as his dad Troy scored the first touchdown in Cougar history here in the Cougars' first win in program history against Gallaudet. Long before we had this nice, beautiful press box here, we had basically a wooden tower on the other side. Not much. So a 2-back set this time for the Pride. They'll give the quarterback 2 yards on first down. Second down and 8. 4-man defensive front for the Cougars. Williams Carr flushed out of the pocket. He'll throw it incomplete, trying to find a trailing receiver. I believe Coy Davis, the intended receiver there. Quarterback was in a full sprint, almost beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw that one. And he threw it short. It'll be incomplete. And 3rd down and 8 for Greensboro. Tony Tonda, number 93, Justin Dunavant. The 2 pinchers for Averett, the defensive alignment. 7, Dondra Burris, and number 9, Jalen Russell. A couple of 5th-year guys are the defensive ends. 3rd down and 8 for the Greensboro Pride. Down by 20. Williams Carr back to pass. Inside pressure. He eludes it. He'll look to the right-hand side. Incomplete. Pass was too tall for the intended receiver. Almost picked off. Trying to find Scott out of the backfield. Pass was too high. 4th down and 8. And Pride, of course, will go for it here, given the game situation. Cougars defense has been pretty solid on 4th down. They held true on 2 4th down attempts in the first half, actually on the first 2 drives of the game for the Pride, keeping them off the board early. Doubles formation, 2 wide outs to either side. Williams Carr has Scott to his left in the backfield. Straight drop back by Williams Carr. Time begins to run out. He rolls to the right, throws it short, complete. Good job ahead for a 1st down. Good job of buying himself time by running out of the pocket, finding an open receiver, and moving the chains. A good-looking 4th down conversion by Williams Carr, and it'll keep the drive alive for the Pride. Clock not yet a factor. Again, it's a 3-score game, but 12-16 left. We got a whole lot of football left to play here in Danville tonight. Pride with some personnel issues now. They'll line up a trips left formation this time. Scott still the tailback out of this set. He'll move to the quarterback's left. Williams Carr back to pass. Pressure up the middle, flushes him out of the pocket. He's in trouble. He'll get out of bounds after a loss of about 6 or 7 yards. That time nobody was open, and he couldn't turn the corner, and he will lose yardage. So the Pride will be behind the chains here. 2nd down, about 16 or so after they spot this one. Another big play for that Cougar defense. They'll say he lost about 5, so we'll have a 2nd down and 15. Still, for the time being, a comfortable Cougar lead. Williams Carr gets a little middle pressure. They're going to try a screen with Scott, and he couldn't bring it in. Had it in his hands for just a second, but it fell incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 15 now for the Pride. Like Scott was going to get a few yards on that play as he had a couple of blockers out in front of him. Well-executed screen, but they forgot to make the catch. Of course, the Pride have 2 plays to get 15 yards here. They're in 4-down territory. They've already gone forward on 4th down. Same formation, trips left. 15, Laguerre in the backfield. Quick pass, inside, incomplete. Good job by the Cougars defense to snuff that short pass out very quickly. 23, Damian Payton had a fantastic break on the ball, got a hand on it. Almost an interception, but as it stands, an incomplete pass, and now 4th down and 15 for the Pride. So far, the MO has been just let Williams' Carr beat the rush, roll out, and get what he can. We'll see if he can pull a miracle out on 4th and 15 here from the Cougar 24-yard line. 2 wides to either side. Long count with a man in motion. Williams Carr, straight drop back, looking, tosses it over the middle. Did he? No, incomplete. Good coverage that time by the Cougars defense. Number 31, Chris Nelson got his hand in there. And for the third time tonight, the Cougars have stopped the Pride on downs. Good job by the Cougar defense. Bend but don't break has been the mantra tonight. Only one time have the Cougars broken, and that was on a sort of a busted play in the first half. 27-7. The Cougars now have the football and a comfortable 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Litton will be the tailback this time, with Bryce Jackson still out there directing this Cougar offense. So trips left, but a very tight formation for the Cougars. They'll put a tight end to the left as well. That's where the handoff to Litton goes. He's got nowhere to go. Good job in the open field on the tackle. Number 23, DeJuan Robinson, for the Pride, brings him down for a loss of about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. They are selling out against the run right now because they know the Cougars want to run as much of this clock out as possible. They'll move it back to the 20-yard line. Second down and 14 for the Cougars. Litton with a straight handoff, looking over right tackle. Will get back to the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage, and then some. A couple of extra yards there, about 6 yards for Litton. Will put the Cougars at least within the chains here on a third down. Still long, 3rd and 8 or so coming up for the Cougars. They'll call it 3rd and 7 based on the spot. We'll shift personnel out. The third down package comes in, including Jacoby Dixon, the freshman. Litton still the tailback. Sean Watlington will split out wide to the right by himself. And it'll be third down, about 7 for the Cougars. Jackson with the snap. He's got time. Looking deep. Is going to throw it deep. Looking downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Well, it works out like a long punt if you're going to be optimistic there. He was trying to find a receiver, but boy, that would have been a Terry Bradshaw type throw there. That was way downfield. Didn't quite have the arm strength to find his receiver, and it's going to be picked off by the Pride, and they'll have it at their own 32-yard line. Exactly 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Second interception of the night for Bryce. Again, that's one you're not terribly concerned about, especially since the receiver, the defender did not get a return on that. So it works out for like a half-decent punt for the Cougars. It'll be first down for the Pride at their own 32-yard line. Again, exactly 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Cougars are up 27-7. Trips left for Greensboro. Williams Carr is still the quarterback. Burgess in the backfield. He's going to move a man in motion. Passing situation, quarterback flushed out of the pocket. Williams Carr's going to have a good run into Cougar territory. He's got some wheels for a 230-pound guy. He brings a little weight behind there. He's got a good step, and he'll get to Cougar territory, get about 20 yards and a first down on a semi-busted play there. Got to keep him. He got a 24-yard rushing touchdown in the first half, so you got to keep your eyes on that guy. Makes the Cougars pay there for not containing on the rush. Another pass attempt from Carr, looking left side. It's going to be complete, out of bounds, first down. The Cougars defense has given a little bit of give there, and yeah, the Cougars defensive lineman took a shot at one of the Pride well after the play, and it's going to be another 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty against the Cougars, and there's no question about that. We earned that one. Got to be smarter than that, especially right there in front of the officials. You can't do that. Just can't do that. Even if you're baited into it, you cannot do that. So all of a sudden, this drive for the Pride is looking to be very productive. It's only 37 seconds into the drive, but they're already inside the Cougar 20 after the penalty. Williams Carr has been a busy young man here in the second half. He's back to pass again. He's going to throw it short, incomplete. A little miscommunication, I believe, with his receiver out there. So he was trying to find somebody in the flat. Kamar Price of Averett was the closest eligible receiver out there. So incomplete pass, second down and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Cougar 20-yard line. 9:03 left in the ball game. Cougars still have a 3-touchdown lead, but the Pride are threatening. Trips right for the Pride. Williams Carr will call the play at the line of scrimmage. We'll put a man in motion. Low snap, and Williams Carr is going to fall on it. Oh, my goodness. He was trying to do a little sprint draw to the tailback that time. The snap came in just a little bit low. He stopped it, but he couldn't corral it. Fell on it. Lose about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 15. So the Averett defense gave them a gift, and they gave us a gift right there on a bad snap. Scott back into the ball game at tailback. 88 Buchanan, the tight ends to the left. 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the right. Third down snap to Williams Carr. Pressure up the middle. He eludes it. Now he's running to the right-hand side. Got a little seam inside the 15-yard line to about the 13. He'll be shy of a first down. There is a flag on the backside, and again, probably one of those backside holding penalties that you get when your quarterback reverses field, and that is exactly the case. And so a nifty little 12, 13-yard run by Williams Carr will be taken off the board. Big penalty there. It'll remain third down, but longer. Was 3rd and 15, probably going to be 3rd and 25 now because they had the flag sitting right at the line of scrimmage, right at the 25. So you mark it from there, move it to the 35, and we're looking at third down, and they've got to pretty much get to drive for it before they get a first down here. And those of you not from around Danville, the dry fork reference means nothing to you, doesn't it? They got a long ways to go. Third down at 25 officially. 2 wides to either side. Williams Carr, the quarterback. Gets the snap. Another pass. Backside pressure. Throws it quickly. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted. 4 different players had a hand on that football. It fell harmlessly to the ground eventually, though. That was going to be a short, almost not even a middle screen, just a quick short slant. And the pass mercifully for Greensboro falls incomplete, but now they've got a 4th down and 25 to convert. And the playbook on that is very, very thin. 7:51 to go in the ball game. Cougars with a 3-touchdown lead, trying to ice it here. Trips right for the Pride. 4th down snap, straight drop back. Little pressure flushes him out of the pocket, throws against his body, incomplete. Kamar Price with the hit, and that's going to be that. Cougars defense for the 4th time tonight has forced a turnover on downs. Cougars get the football back, 7:46 left in the ball game, trying to ice their 2nd consecutive win of the year. It has not been a masterpiece from the Cougars tonight, but they will take it. They played more than well enough to win this evening and are looking to try to secure the deal here. Bryce Jackson still in the ball game at quarterback. For 24, Soto, the Alaskan assassin, will be in the ball game for this drive. Again, the Cougars have shuttled in 4 different running backs tonight. It's been very much running back by committee, and Isaiah Litton has the best stats of the night. Soto will only get about a yard or so on this play. Good hitting still going on by that Pride defense as they are, not ironically, playing with Pride. He'll get about a yard on first down. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. At this point of the game, you suspect there will be very little deviation from a run-first mentality for the Cougars. They'll split out 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Seeing a few fresh faces in at receiver, but Offensive line, all seniors, all good, still in the game for the Cougars. The handoff to Soto. He skips to the outside, moves back ahead for a couple of yards. A small gain there. It'll set up third down, about 7 to go here for the Cougars. Actually closer to third and 8. They'll see he only got about a yard on that play. So the Cougars, again, they're not terribly concerned about moving the football downfield now as much as they are about burning that clock. Nursing a 3-touchdown lead. You'd sure like to get that first down here, though, so you can melt a little bit more off that clock. 27-7 Cougar advantage. Single back set. Jackson is going to pass. Looking to the right. Curl-in pattern complete. Good-looking move out there for a first down. Number 80 Testerman on the catch. He caught a touchdown in the third quarter. He gets a big third down catch there. That was a good-looking pitch and catch there, a timing pattern that time. And, boy, that was a big third down conversion there. And the Cougars will keep the ball and get to melt a little more clock here. I believe we switched to Shy Watlington in the backfield now. You know, Soto's going to get another carry up ahead to the Greensboro side of the field. Solid pickup, about 4 or 5 yards on first down. And the Cougars are making that clock get smaller and smaller and smaller. That is Shy Watlington into the ball game now. Another one of these local players that has been recruited by Coach Henry, and a whole lot of localness on this team that the folks here in the Danville area really love to see. Second down and 5. Shy gets another handoff. Right-hand side skips again. Only about a yard or so as the Pride do a good job of bottling them up on the right-hand side. Third down and 4. Clock showing 5:24 and counting. They'll swap out and put Soto back in the ball game at tailback. It'll be third down about 5 for the Cougars here. So they'll run another play in Pride territory. Solid workmanlike effort tonight for the Cougars. Again, 4 touchdown passes by Bryce Jackson, the storyline of the night. Third down and 5. Straight drop back by Bryce. He's going to throw it short. It's caught by Soto. He goes against his body and hauls it in. A big gainer down the right offensive side. He stepped out at the 15-yard line. He turned around to make his cut, and the ball was about 2 inches away from him. He said, oh, no. Put his hands up in self-defense and made that catch because Bryce put a vapor trail on the pass. He hauled it in, did Soto. The Alaskan assassin gets a big run down the right side, and the Cougars are knocking on the door again at the Pride 15-yard line. Just a little flare pattern out of the backfield, kind of a wheel route, and boy, Bryce just put a fastball down the gut. Soto on the handoff, right-hand side, turns the corner. The Alaskan assassin has found the promised land. He'll get into the end zone for a touchdown, and the route is on. 33-7, Cougars lead, 4+ minutes left. Only 5 feet 5 inches tall, only 154 pounds, all the way from Juneau, Alaska. He has had a big night tonight, though. Soto has been a dynamo running and catching the football tonight. Cavitas on for another extra point. Mason Smith, the holder. Little movement early here. Flags go up. Kick is good, and we'll see if the penalty is going to be an offsides against the Pride. If it is, the Cougars will say no biggie, and that's going to be the case. Extra points good, 34-7. Cougar lead. We have 4 minutes, 25 seconds left in the ball game. We'll bring you back in just a moment. The first rushing touchdown of the night for the Cougars as Number 24, Gabby Soto from Juneau, Alaska, scores from 15 yards out. And the Cougars have turned it into a prohibitive 34-7 lead with 4:25 left in the football game. Got a little delay before the kickoff here as something is being explained to Coach Henry. Not sure what you need to explain at this point. 34-7, that's pretty much the only story you need. Cougars will go 2-0. Coach Henry's not happy about something or other. But you can forgive a lot when you're up 34-7. Cavadas with the kickoff. High middle kick is going to be picked up about the 5-yard line. That's Russell again on the return. He's been a thorn tonight, but the Cougars will haul him down this time pretty well, about the 24, 25-yard line. And we'll play out the string here as we'll get to see some Averett backup defensive specialists come into the ball game, and the Cougars will nurse this 34-7 win, or lead rather, not a win yet. Don't get ahead of yourself, Chuck. Williams Carr still in the game at quarterback for the Pride. He's a pretty decent quarterback. I'll let you down. Actually, no, they have switched around. Backup quarterback is into the ball game now for the Pride. Counter handoff in the backfield. Tailback Burgess is going to get some big yards on the left offensive side. He's sprinting towards the end zone. Cougars have enough defenders back there to knock him out, but that time Burgess just found a seam on the left side, and he'll make the final stats look a lot more palatable for the Pride as he gets it inside the 20-yard line. Big run for Burgess and a first down for the Pride. For 18, Jaden Morrison is in the game now, a sophomore quarterback out of Raleigh, played at Enloe High School. Burgess with a big run there, about a 60-yarder. Counter handoff this time, same play, left offensive side. Big yards for the tailback as he'll get a first down. Ball is fumbled, and who picked it up? They're going to say, yep, Greensboro ball. They'll have it. They'll have a first down inside the Cougar 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Pride. Well, you can say it's good, valuable snap experience for the backups Cougar defense here. 3:21 and counting in the ball game. 34-7 Cougar lead. Defense playing for their own kind of pride right now. Handoff to the tailback. Cougars are there, though. They'll drop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Like they might have. It was not the smoothest exchange on the handoff in the world there. Pushed him back about a yard, and the Cougars were right there. So the Cougars defense gets a little bit of momentum on their own there, and they'll force it back to the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 10. Ball is right on the 10-yard line. 2:46 and counting in the ball game. The only thing to be determined now is the final score. Morrison, the sophomore quarterback, sets him down. Put a man in motion. He's back to pass, looking to his left. Fade pattern, end zone. Good defense by the Cougars over there, and that pass had zero chance. Cougars defender was right on him, right in the corner of the end zone. The fade had a fading possibilities there at the end as the Cougars defender got his arm around there, knocked it down. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 10. Clock stops on the incompletion. 2:26 in the ball game. Morrison, the sophomore quarterback, getting his first action of the night. Counter handoff to Burgess. He gets by the line of scrimmage. Good hard running from Burgess. He'll get to the 5-yard line. Boy, he got hit in the backfield, and he managed to wriggle his way forward for about a 5-yard pickup. So it'll be 4th down and goal from the 5. 2:10 and counting. Pride trying to get double digits on the scoreboard here. They're having a long time untangling this pile here. That big mass of humanity at the 5-yard line where the tackle was made. They will break them up, though, eventually. 4th and goal from the 5. The Pride playing for Pride at this point. They'll split 3 to the right. Burgess, who had the big long run on this drive, is in the backfield. Put a man in motion. Morrison back to pass, looking to the left-hand side. It's intercepted by the Cougars. Good job by the Cougars defense out there, and they come up big one last time. They have held them on downs on 5 separate drives tonight. That will officially go as a turnover, of course, on the interception. And the Cougars defense comes up big once again. I believe number 19, Javier Watson, came up with the pick. He's getting lots of high fives and bops on the head from his teammates. And the Cougars offense will have to burn a minute and a half off here. Bryce Jackson is coming out there, along with number 24, the Alaskan Assassin. No, that's actually going to be Shy Watlington. I'm sorry. Shy's hair actually covered up part of the 9, made it look like a 4. I thought it was 24 coming out there. It's 29, Shy Watlington. Again, who played high school ball 3 years at GW Danville, 1 year at Reedsville High School. And he'll get the carry. No, keeper by Bryce. He kept it in his belly. He said, let the old man have this one. He'll get it out to the 11-yard line. Just a short gain for Bryce, but we are just running out the clock here. It'll be the first time in a while the Cougars have had a 2-0 start to their season, regular season. Bryce Jackson going to use every last second of that play clock. Shy Watlington gets another handoff out past the 10-yard line, keeps it ahead, keeps the play alive, gets out of bounds. That was the only problem there. He'll stop the clock with 40 seconds left, but don't think he minds too much there after getting a near first down yardage on the run there. All right, boys, I'm looking back at the Averett archive, and I do the last 2-0 start was in 2004. Cougars started that year off 4-0 under Mike Dunleavy in 04, so it's been best start in 19 years for the Cougars. Win last week over the Apprentice School and get a win tonight over Greensboro. Sean Watlington still in the game now. Shy Watlington in the backfield. Again, the clock stopped on the run play, and Bryce is just going to take a knee. They will take a long time to set the game clock, and I don't think the Cougars are going to have to snap it again. Solid effort tonight for the Cougars. Bryce Jackson, 4 touchdown passes. Soto from Alaska with a rushing touchdown in the 4th period, and an Averett defense that forced 5 different turnovers on downs, along with 3 classic turnovers. Bend but don't break defense at an offense that had some big play capabilities. A solid effort tonight from the Averett Cougars. The 34-7 victory over the Greensboro Pride. We'll keep it here for just a couple of minutes, maybe get you some final stats here. But again, this is the first 2-0 start for the Cougars since 2004, a year that they started off 4-0. And there's no other year in which they went 2-0. So for only the second time in program history, the Cougars are undefeated after 2 games. No matter what level you're looking at, that is quite the accomplishment. Again, a couple of games that on paper the Cougars were probably favored in, that's one thing. You still have to play the game. You still have to win. And the Cougars have done that in spades so far this year. Again, tonight with a 34-7 win over the Greensboro Pride. It is the 5th consecutive victory for the Cougars over Greensboro, and they now take a 14-7 lead in the all-time series. There's outside of Ferrum, there's no other team that the Cougars have played more often than Greensboro. Again, formerly as members of the USA South Athletic Conference, but now in a non-conference matchup. Again, a short road trip up for the Pride, but a rough night in Danville. Good night, though, for the homestanding Cougars. They win 34-7. Bryce Jackson, again, came into the game. 36 career touchdown passes. You can add 4 to that tonight. He now has 40 touchdown passes and is only 2 off the all-time record set by Scott Parsons for the Cougars. That's a 42 career touchdown passes, and if we keep going at this pace, Bryce is going to be the holder of that record before long. Last week, he became the all-time passing yards leader for the Averett Cougars. We'll go ahead and wrap up our broadcast here. A 34-7 Averett victory over Greensboro. First time in 19 years the Cougars have been 2-0. A very impressive start to the 2023 season. For all the crew here at the Averett Sports Network, I'm Chuck Vipperman. We'll be talking at you again in a couple of weeks from Frank R. Campbell Jr. Stadium. Until then, have a good one, everyone.